Yeah. What's going on? It's that time of the week. You already know what it is. Tower of Crack time. What's up, everyone? Say what's up.
Yo, what's up?
Heyo, everybody.
We got Hawk with the Twos with us today. So I know. Like, there's a couple of us, the subscribers who are like, you have to do one with him. I'm like, oh man, I'll try it. When he's here today, I think Lahel might join later. He usually comes a little bit later, but anyways, not delayed.
Actually,
6:30.
I was gonna say that Lahel said that he didn't read the chapter recently, so I don't know if he read it. He went and read it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lahel tweeted this morning, said he hadn't read it yet, I think.
Damn.
Don't worry, I
He's
convinced
shaking,
him to
yo. He's
read
shaking.
it.
Oh,
Okay.
You stepped in.
all right, good.
Step
But all
in.
right, general thoughts on the chapter before we really like dive into it. Yes,
Best chapter in like a month. For me, best chapter in like a month.
you think so? All right.
Okay,
For
for
me.
me, it's just kind of like a formality where we know we're going on hiatus in like 2-3 weeks. So CU's like, all right, we just we gotta chill through these last two.
I feel it. What about you, Ellen?
Yo, this chapter was actually the one. It's been a while since we had such a strong chapter in my mind. Like everything was hidden with this one. Like, I mean, not in the way that I guess he wanted it to, given some of the like reactions of the characters and things. But like, for me, it was a good time. It was nice.
All right. I feel it. But anyway, so for me, it was cool. I liked it. It was a good chapter. There was like, there's definitely a part that made me laugh, and it wasn't supposed. That was not his intention. I mean, I laughed really loud, but we'll get there when we get there. So let's kind of just go through the chapter. But I did like it overall. Much better. Like, I think this week was last week Kaiser.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Well, that's why I enjoyed that one. But anyway, so Isu comes out in the warship. We see Vespa. We see a little bit of young sleeping bag and Hots. Like I just miss these guys. So just seeing them makes me happy. This is kind of the things that happened with the last chapter. So we moved on to a new chapter. It's called A New Wave. So Caliban season is over.
I'm just saying they ripped off from the breaker.
Oh, you know,
I just put it out there, man. Like, there's been a lot
you're
of
not
hand-to-hand
wrong.
combat popping off. I'm like, yo,
Fair enough,
like,
fair
You're
enough.
not
they're
wrong.
stealing.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not that shocked. Like, considering with the last chapter, they're kind of talking about, you know, the new wave coming through, the new generation. So I guess this is supposed to be us. Well, you know, we'll get into it because you see what Macheni had a plan,
Wow.
and it's a great plan. I fuck with it.
Finally, it is my time to unleash. Because what did I say? What have I been saying for 2 months now? She had a plan. Bitch, she don't got no plan. Yes, she does. She had a plan.
Only you and
You
Void.
thought she was just a meathead? She more than that. She a meathead with a plan.
Her plan is to be a meathead. I don't know that's the whole.
But can
plan.
you not respect it? Are you not
I do.
entertained?
I mean, I am.
I definitely thought
That's
both
what she
Princess
there
Sisters
for.
would go. So, I mean,
I think it totally fits because, like, before her whole thing was she wanted to fight Zahard, and now it's like she's realized now that she's older that that's not enough. She's got to go further and just have everybody fight.
yeah. And we'll get into it. All right, so it starts off with Bam, and Dorsey and Hansung Yu outside the ship, and I guess you know, they pull up, like they were waiting for them there, and then they thought obviously they got there first, and they already seen that some of the army was there. We saw Hatsu wash some furries, so cut them in half. Basically, like, you know, hurry up, let's just get on. So they get on the ship, and then I think they teleport. But before that, Caliban is he's still trucking. He's just in the flames. Like, you can't leave. Like, this guy will not go down. Because I thought that like, the fire would eventually get to him, but he just like, no. But he took too long to get to this point. Like, he should have been relentlessly chasing him from the get-go. But it is what it is. What are your thoughts on Caliban Haku, by the way? How do you feel about him?
I actually really, really like Caliban. I wasn't sure I was feeling it first, but I think his design's grown on me a lot. So I think he looks really cool, especially when he's got like the crystals and Shinsu coming out of the back of his hands, stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like somebody in my comments described it really well, where he's like the psychopathic patriot type character, where he's just so in on making the Zahard Empire works that he's willing to kill whoever gets in the way. So I think he's good as that kind of character, kind of like a Sakazuki from One Piece type.
All right, I feel it. I don't know. I think he grew on me. I think in the end I ended up liking him a lot more than I planned to liking him. But when he's fighting, I don't really care what he has to say at the time.
Yeah, I kind of like him somewhat as a joke to a point too, because he's like talking all this shit about like he's just playing around with Bomb, doing nothing, and then he starts feeling that essence of regret because he wasn't expecting Evankel to roll up. She was dealing with Kun Royale Elliot. So Evankel shows up and he's just like, ah shit, I could have killed him and I didn't.
Yeah. Fucked up. The mission. I wasn't entirely sure what happened here when he screamed. Did they drop something on him?
I couldn't tell if that was him.
That was just him being cheesed.
I really was confused.
I couldn't tell if he was like hurting because of the flames they were getting to him, or he was just like like a scream of like regret, like I just let these.
Well, not even that part. Like earlier, like
where?
Before that,
I'm gonna pull it up just real quick. But like,
no, what you're talking about with the spaceship and the flames.
Yeah.
The warship.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know what he was screaming for.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm just like,
I wasn't sure. Like right here. Like who's yelling?
Yeah, I can't tell what type of scream that is either. I can't tell if that's a scream of pain or just like Like
well, at first, I didn't even think it was Caliban. I thought it was like the people on the ship yelling as they're like trying to escape all this shit, trying to get to the warship.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, I can believe that. That makes a lot of sense given that
because they're trying to get out of the flames, trying to get out of Caliban tossing nukes everywhere.
Yeah, they like quickly get in. It's like time to warp, right?
Yeah.
All right. You get a great panel. It's a zoomed out panel for you, but do you accept it? Is it a good panel?
Well, her hair's in it, so it's like half. Because at least I don't get to see her face, so it's whatever. But I won't complain too much. I'll cut him some slack. It's a new year, just a little bit, just some slack. But once he come back from his little vacation, ain't no more. The whip is cracking again.
Full effect. But so yeah, they started to fire up the warp device. How come we didn't get to see Elaine here? Well, yeah, they fired it up, and I guess they actually teleport. They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone.
Oh, they disappear still.
Yeah, they're gone.
I told y'all this was gonna happen. They were gonna get out of there.
Yeah, but how do you feel about like everyone getting away? Like
this is the thing, right? Like I told you, like at one point we were really confident that they'd been throwing up red flags, but then they threw up whatever the opposite of that is by like talking about how like, oh man, we're never gonna survive all of this. Like, okay, fine. Now I know you guys are gonna live. So, I mean, it wasn't unexpected. I don't think at this stage, but like. It's depressing to see that like okay there's none of that nuance going on where it's like okay we've got losses on both sides of the equation. Like it just looks like they somehow managed to overpower Jihad's whole team and they made their escape.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I feel like they missed their chance to kill off Jinsung, because it's like Jinsung dying here would have been this big emotional moment, but now that he survived this, like killing him off later would feel pointless.
Was that the lizard, my guy? Welcome.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
How you feel about the chapter?
It was pretty good. There's some parts I liked, but some parts I didn't really care for.
What happened to Wagner season?
Listen, okay, we're getting an epilogue one day. Wagner season's coming before. Coming before a Knack comes, okay?
Hey. All right.
Good luck with that one. We might see Iryu before Wagner season comes.
Oh my goodness!
Good luck.
Return of the Prince. Y'all been telling me. I'm just waiting. That's what I want to know.
I trust you.
All right, you got
I
it.
don't. How with that? Last supporting them, it's never coming, bro.
Yeah.
So we have
Nope.
Alanko just looking down. I mean, sorry, go ahead. Let me cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, Wignan went from like secondary main character to like background to the background. Like he's not even one of the main side characters for the past couple arcs. He's like far background. So his push got killed. I don't know what happened with Wignan.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the like protagonist as well, but
Koreans don't want to see him in his Pokeball.
Oh man,
I mean, he gotta learn some new tricks. That's what it is.
Facts.
Alanko just kind of starts unleashing fire everywhere. Rare orb, festival of flames going off. And here's where we get to one of my favorite parts of the chapter. So Evan pulls up in the ship. Said, "Let's get out of here." She's like, "Evan," and basically she said she's not going to run away. She's actually going to stay. And basically, you know, she said, well, what she said makes sense first. First, I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this. So she said, I'm a princess of the Jihad, direct descendant of the Jihad family. They couldn't even kill me easily, even if they caught me. How you guys feel about that? Like, that makes sense to you?
Nah, they could offer if they wanted to. She's underestimating the Bum's army.
I don't think it means in like defeat. I think it means that since she's so important, she has to go through a trial. She has to go through a trial. Like,
Yeah, I thought of it more as like with Eurasia N, where Zahar didn't want to kill her because she was a princess and one of his daughters. I felt like it was kind of like that, where Zahar and some of the higher ups of the Ha family just wouldn't want to kill her off.
I kind of thought, in a sense, because I know how Yurin likes her a lot. So it's like, you'd have to like go through my grandma first, kind of thing, or great grandma or whatever. And like, you can't just kill me off. Like, it'd have to go through some, I don't know. I want to say paperwork, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
That's how I felt about it too.
So I thought it made sense, but I'm also in agreement with like Simi, where it's like if Jihad had said no, I think he's like, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, I would imagine that Adori like has it out for her at this stage, and given how strong Adori is, like I don't see any reason for that not to be the case. Like they could kill her outright. I think if they really had to or really wanted to.
Mm-hmm. But
At the end of the day, I don't believe she can jot as some fair trial in front of your peers sort of thing at all. If he wants you dead, and it's just snap of her fingers and you dead.
Yeah.
So I think she's a little too comfortable.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But do you think she chose a better option because she basically didn't want to become a fugitive of her family? She cared about that more.
More interesting option. I wonder what's gonna happen. We all thought she was gonna be with Yurik's people and stuff like that. So this is infinitely more interesting.
Yeah, because I didn't see this coming in the slightest. But I thought it was interesting. I'm scared though. I'm scared for her. But anyway.
Well, the other guy here, but we'll talk about that when we get to
you got Karaka. He's like, you're not running away. And we said nope. he did not care. So she wants to go and meet him and talk to him and ask if whether or not he had a good reason to want to kill Bam.
I'm like, how does she even know if he awake or not?
There's so many things here I want to tackle, but one of them is just like, where's your real dad? like
he's probably dead at this.
I don't know, but it makes me laugh because I'm thinking to myself like, okay, Jihad, I get it, I got it, but like you still definitely had a birth father, a biological one. Like, where he at?
Man, the tower do not care about them. The tower don't care nothing about that. Everybody an orphan in the eyes of Jihad.
Once you get the power, you just not part of that family no more. I know it's kind of how it works, but I'd be like, I mean, I would call that man Jihad.
I mean, the women seem to use men in the tower. They'd be like, all right, give me the seed so I can birth a child, then you can go.
Yeah,
you don't need to be here anymore. So I don't think it even matters.
But I feel like a lot of the male characters just get murdered off in those kind of situations.
That's true too.
It's not my choice. They're not just like, yo, take my life. I just like I sired my kid. I'm good. Like,
I mean, it works both ways too, though, because you got Kun Edwan out here with like 1 million kids too.
Yeah,
that's true. They just don't care about the other sibling. You can go.
Yeah,
I think the idea is that at the end of the day, whoever's the strongest, that's the person that ends up surviving and really like in our situation with like a lot of the characters that we've got, like they're kind of like caught up in the trauma of like what has happened to their parents in the past, and that's why they're living out such stressful lives now, you know?
Yeah.
Do we think she gets an audience with him?
No.
Yes.
Probably, because I think CU probably just wants to show it, so we'll probably
I
see
don't
it.
know.
I don't
I
see
don't know
her
if she
getting
gets an
a-
audience.
I think
Yeah, I
that'd
don't
be
see her
good, but
getting
like
an
I doubt it.
audience with Jihad himself. Maybe some people in his cabinet, so to speak, but with him himself, nah, she
Well,
ain't getting that.
I mean, that's another thing too. That Yuri stresses that like she wanted to be with her father, right? So like
That-
maybe
She gonna
that's
speak to him
would,
through
like,
a
speak
wall.
to her. Yeah,
think-
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
Like
yeah,
how they would in
exactly.
prison,
And I
you know,
don't feel
same
like he
thing.
would answer her question anyway. He
going to
would just
school.
be like, "Cause I wanted to."
She definitely going to school, my guy.
She.
They
Prepare
could
the
just
tofu
take her
for when
to
she come out, you know? Prepare the tofu for her when she come out.
they could
Man,
take
he
her to
was
one
a-
of those altars or something like what Shua Arthur was running.
Right, right. Or he gonna try to rehabilitate her. He was like, "Damn, you not following the orders no more."
Jeez.
Crazy,
If
crazy to me.
yeah, he
You
might
think they
be
would do
with
something like that though, like brainwashing them back into it?
Yeah,
Like
what you mean?
reindoctrination?
Yes,
I mean,
you act like you
I mean, we
care.
haven't really seen anybody
right?
do that kind of thing. Like everybody kind of just like it's part of their mindset. They're like, "Yo, I'm good with this. I like what Jihad is doing, so I'm gonna join up." You know,
But
like I
that's
can
why
make
that's
good
what
money
I
or
want to
whatever.
see. That's
No,
what I
the
want to
Empire's
see.
done much worse than that. Like they killed off the chick that Jinsung was in love with.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like
go crazy.
that's kind of stuff with a lot of like murdering and things. But it's another thing to really like turn somebody to your side like forcefully. You know.
True.
I mean, they
I
lock
think that'd
people
be
up,
sick, too.
so I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Anything possible with them.
But
But
I mean,
Adori
that'd
gonna
be pretty good too.
Adori
Like,
gonna pull up and put her down, so we good.
They
'Cause-
stole Akraptor's daughter to do whatever with her. I'd
Oh,
bet she's a
yeah.
princess though.
Yo,
Like-
she needs to join
Guaranteed.
Twin Sweden Tower.
that's sweet and sour.
I just like found that line super funny when I think about why Jod actually killed Bam. So I just love it because like, what if he just tells her straight up like, you just like stroking a picture of Arlene, He's like fuck that kid.
Why? Because I lost the girl. Some other guy got.
Wow, this nigga pulls it out his back pocket. He'd be like, "Damn, never forget."
Just go fuck that nigga. I'm like, wow, don't you know? I'll be so funny, man. But I'm very interested in seeing how this is gonna go with her. I'm a little worried, but I think she'll be all right for now.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, she I don't know. I think she's one of the best checkers in the series. She's not my favorite, but I do think she's one of the best ones. So,
Agreed.
Evan is definitely going to be around. I think. You think he's staying with us for a while?
I think
You
he's
got
gonna
nothing else to
stay.
do?
I think he's staying until Wolheck song. Then he's gonna go his own way.
Okay, hot take again. Evan is not a good guy. I'm
Let's
sorry.
go! We out here.
The silver hair people. I mean, no wonder they kept them around and killed all the red witches. They're not good. They're always confused. They always have they're like like I swear their bubbles are always explanation, question. They're like, what? Like every time somebody makes a decision, they don't understand. They're like, this is the exact opposite from what you should do. And the red witch is like, I knew you were gonna make that decision. It's good.
We out here. We out here. Sing
Listen.
my gospel.
Evan Goat,
Uh-huh.
side.
Uh-huh.
top 100.
If
Wait,
Goat
wait.
stand for incompetent, then sure.
Oh no.
I just feel like Evan never gives a shit. Like Yuri and everybody are always like, yeah, let's go save Bomb, and Evan's like, well, if I have to, I'll give him some friggin' power up ring or something.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much Evan's just doing it because of Yuri. He doesn't care about it.
He
Yeah,
is
he's
a
like never
literal.
cared.
He's a literal, and I want to say this properly. He is a literal weapons merchant. He's just giving people weapons.
Pretty much.
He's not even a guy. He might as well be on the street selling with that backpack on.
Because he gave
Batman
Kun the
utility
Enoch core,
belt.
and then he had that other ring he gave somebody, like the frog ring or something.
Yeah,
He gave that away? Yikes.
I don't know. I know he gave
Give it
the
away,
Enoch
but
core
you-
to Kun.
Spicy.
Goddamn. But Lazarus.
Yos.
Yo.
Bracken.
Wagwan.
Wagwan, fellas.
Hey,
Hello.
What do you think of the chapter, brother?
I mean, I liked it on par probably with last week's chapter, but there are definitely some elements that were in this chapter that I kind of enjoy a little bit more towards the tails end of the chapter. But I liked it, but then it's like when I read the blog post, then now shit has me worried. So
we'll get there. We'll get there. But right now we're talking about Yuri and the decision. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I understand completely where she's coming from because obviously if she decides to run away, right? And she's labeled a criminal and stuff. That's even worse for her. They're gonna be hunting. Like, it paints an even bigger target for like Bam and stuff. Because like, not to mention like after this war, like or the invasion, should I say, like what had happened. Like, obviously the Jihad army is gonna be like very like targeting towards like Bam. But now it's like if you have on top of you another criminal in the Jihad family that's with you, it's like now it's like. Because you know how we talked about like after this, we expect them to go on tests and stuff afterwards and go back to the training portion. If she's gonna be with them, then we can't do tests at all. Like how are we gonna do that if rankers and regulars are gonna keep on jumping these people after? So I thought Yuri made the right choice, but I don't know how. I think her chances of surviving are below 50%. Honestly, I really do, man. Like. Because like for her to go there, like she's not getting no answers from Jihad, and if she is she walking out of there like unscathed? No, she isn't. Like what the hell? Like you're gonna why are you trying to kill Bam? Huh? Dead.
Like, well, that's because she wasn't the superior princess.
Like I said, he's gonna be stroking a picture of Arlene. He's gonna be like, "Fuck that kid."
Yeah, like
that's all you need to know. Execute.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing I can say in her defense. Like, if she's gonna be safe, if Yurin's gonna show up and like do some kind of like peace offering or whatever, as to what that is, I don't know. But she should be a goner.
Yeah, I can see how Yurin defending her. So
we need that reveal. We got the lips. We need the rest.
That Bati grandma, yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
I kind of I don't know. I like the decision though, but I'm a little bit worried about it. But yeah, Evan just like, all right, you got it, and then she. I'm a little bit surprised with how easily he accepted the decision, but I think he knew he probably couldn't change your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know how he was with Pedro, right? Like, oh, dude, you're not supposed to do this. Like he was so worried during like those portions in the hell train, and here's like, yo, I'm good. Like, do your thing. Like, I trust you.
I like the trust between them. Well, yeah, like the trust that Evan shows with Yuri. Like he tries to complain, but I think he trusts Yuri enough to know that she's probably gonna survive.
For the best. Or else a lot of Yuri fans are gonna cry.
Yeah.
What she says, the real journey's only just beginning. How did you guys interpret that?
I don't know.
Like we ain't start shit. Like now, Tower of God starts now.
I mean, I guess like in terms of how she's always wanted to kind of do things on her own terms and stuff. I guess this is kind of like the first chapter of her actually doing that. Because like so long she's been kind of like following I wouldn't say she's been completely following what her family wants, but she's kind of hasn't really like gone on her own like way like of doing things. And I feel like now because she's actually doing this, it's kind of the first time of her actually taking the initiative of doing something on her own terms instead of like, obviously like helping out Bam is like one thing, but just for herself, like I thought this was like really cool to kind of show that like now she's doing things like, what Yuri wants to do, not what, Yurin wants to do, not what Jihad wants to do.
So yeah, I feel it.
I mean, the other princess been doing that, so.
Which?
In my book?
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
It's a good thing.
Don't know, man. Never heard of her.
One less person, one less strong bum that's following Bam around, one less scapegoat Bam got. So this is a good thing. Let her go off to freaking play off of that bum. Shoot, let the both of them be off screen.
Wow. That's a lot of anger.
I'm kind of with him because like I've kind of been criticizing ever since Yuri's been traveling with Bomb. It's kind of like you never have to worry about Bomb's team or anything, and especially with like Jinsung or Uruk Mazano jumping in every single arc, you're like, Bomb's never really in trouble because he's got a high ranker to just jump in and save him.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a blank hell now.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I didn't really like that much about the chapter is Evan Kell going to say she's going to train somebody, because I'm like, I kind of don't want more high rankers getting close to Bomb.
I don't want another training arc after we had one like a couple arcs ago.
Yeah, and if anyone needs a training, honestly, if anyone needs a training, it's really like like everyone else that's not Bam. That's what them.
Yeah, Bomb's got a ton of training.
But I'm talking about this, like. Training seems to keep happening, and we see none of it. So then suddenly he gets like power ups, and he does all this like stuff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I did some things." Like, what does that matter? To
Yeah.
us?
I was
We think
about
we're
to say
receiving it.
that. You
Yeah.
training,
It's
doing
not
all
show
the
and tell at all. Like,
training, but you don't do what you freaking train for.
Yeah.
You train with Thor for a whole month to do whatever, master the second thorn,
Mhm.
ain't even use it once during the whole arc.
Right?
Now you're getting a new master. I'm not with it at all.
What's up? Can somebody validate for me that he used the blue administrator that he had since the beginning? Because I don't think I've seen him do some shit with that.
You mean the blue demon inside of him?
Yeah, I haven't seen him do
Well, in
shit
his
with
true
that.
self mode, the one horn represents that. So,
yeah, so it's the blue one that represents the blue one, and the red being the red Thor.
Okay.
But what do you think? What do you think of the chapter, East?
I'm a rant about one part. That's it. I love this shit. The chapter was real good. I had one gripe. That's it. So, when we get to that part,
All right.
Sure.
We see the goons, Karaka's gang leaving. All right. Is that Groom? That big ass one?
Hey, Groom.
Yo,
Right. Why
That's
you
my
hit me with
man.
that man name
That's
like
my
that?
man's, yo.
Hey, that's the goal.
Yo, he got the
Groom.
W's on his belt.
Not the death bird.
he the only
Yeah.
nigga that took it. He the only nigga that took an injury on our side. The
Yeah.
only
And he's still good though.
he's
That's
he's still
next
good.
time we see him, it's gonna be Death Groom.
Oh shit, is Lizard
What's up?
It's Siamese.
the Martian Manhunter?
Bruh.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, son, stop playing.
We saw Dorian again.
Yes, sir.
He's just like
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck no
Hellfire.
more.
Yeah. And then you get the best panel because you look at the left side, you can see Water Jelly just kind of doing a thing.
Where? Come on, get that. Come on.
Yo.
I know you see Water. I know you see it. You know what?
Man,
Yo,
Yo,
Water
listen.
Jelly masterclass.
Let me pull
Yeah.
it up for you.
Also heated what they did to Sharon, man. She had like a little thing right there, a little cape. That's it. Like, come on.
Is there Cape Cut?
I know you see him.
Yo,
Look at him.
Water Jelly is biding his time. He's
That's just a booger, bro.
Oh
Come
my
on.
goodness!
One
Stop
day.
it. That's
One day.
So powerful.
If we really think about it, Water Jelly, if it wasn't for Water Jelly, the train wouldn't have stopped. So
Yeah, he covered up that whole big hole.
Who watched him? No one.
Oh, can we talk about this for a second? Why is everybody able to fly? Like it's something that's been bothering me recently, and I just noticed. I'm just like, why are they all literally walking on nothing? Like, does everybody have like default flying powers?
nah, everybody watch Bleach, so you know what I'm saying. When you
Oh.
you gotta watch Bleach.
All the
just about to
gravity
say,
doesn't
it's
matter.
exactly
Hey,
like
we just hover
Nah,
out.
my complaint is why this dude Blue Hatchiak still T posing in the middle? That's boring.
Like he's acting
Everybody's
like he's
gone.
Jesus, he's
No, he's still acting like he's doing something. Put your lighthouses
Hands-
away. Nobody's
Man,
there no more.
Yo,
Hey,
Forget the
uh,
lighthouse.
Beyond.
Put your hands down. Like you don't
guys
need your hands up
definitely
to
lost.
control a lighthouse.
hey, I'm about to get some payback because one of the mods they like to play around in the chat. Loco beard. So for you, I just want you to know that Elpathian trash is fuck, nigga. I got you live, cuz.
Free.
Spit the facts. Spit the
I
facts.
got you on live stream. Elpathian ass, nigga. How you gonna talk about that shit? You was getting pressed, and then you come back. I'm about to take this regular out, claiming to be white. Get your trash ass out of here, nigga. You like the lame ass kids in high school who can't play with the big kids, so he gonna bully the little kids. Get your trash ass out of here
Wow.
like it's a playground.
What
Really?
Hey, keep on the promo.
It's just
Nah,
funny
look.
to me because
He's our
Timmy's right.
bootleg
Like,
Stephen Wolf. You know?
Why everybody
Yeah.
take my gimmick? Why everybody one-shotting? One shooting?
He's really there posing in the middle, like he's like, "Yo, I put in work." Like you were like,
I've been told y'all that. I was like, what's wrong with this man? He really out here like he did something. He was just crying.
But we never
Hey, guys,
respected him from the
really?
jump. You know, like
Well,
so-
Even when it was time for him to have his real fight, like he just threw it off to Sharon, and Sharon's the one that fought Evan Cat.
Yo,
Right,
Sharon,
exactly.
and her abilities were sick though, so it was good. Like I didn't mind that.
Oh
that
no,
should be
I
Sharon
didn't
in
mind
the
it
middle.
because Sharon's like one of the best characters from this arc.
Yes,
Yes,
she is.
Sharon
Yes,
is
she
gold.
is.
Sharon is GOAT.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna miss saying that weekly. Man.
Yeah, right, that was great. It
Elpathian,
really
though,
was.
from the beginning, I always complained because he looks like just this knockoff Power Rangers villain or something. I just hated his design.
He looks like Stephen
He's
Wolf
like
from
all
TV.
blue and he looks
Right.
ridiculous.
Oh, you mean Cell?
Yeah, Cell, Blue Cell, Blue Cell.
Patriarch.
The Cell Junior that grew up.
So
Dollar
like,
store
he's
Merwin.
really front and center T-posing. Nobody's there.
I was just about to say that. I was like, he team posting for real.
For nobody. For nobody. Nobody's there, yo.
Oh man, nigga play
Oh
so
man.
You know what? That's all right though. Like he's exasperated at this point, I think, because they got away, right? So now he has to leave his hands up. He's like, "What? What is this?"
Nah, he can't say nothing. If I was him, I'd be grateful. I'd be like, fuck, the Drac didn't do shit. Man,
Yo.
fucking Chunky was talking too much. She didn't do nothing. I had to hold all these flames by myself. I was like, I've been like, nah, bro. I'm tired of y'all.
Crocker didn't do nothing. I'm like, hey man, don't worry about Crocker.
He said,
It's a bag. Don't worry
Hey,
about
wow.
what you do.
he saved everybody because couldn't nobody talk Bam out of being stupid. But you know,
Yo, Crocker.
Yeah.
All right, so we go at the Caliban. He's just in the flames, huffing and puffing, and then it goes throb. That where his crack is, I guess. And then it cuts to like I thought she was gonna finish him off for a second. I didn't initially realize it was like a flashback, I guess, because she already dipped. But she like he made a big mistake today. Caliban gets mad, and then I actually like this panel a lot. It is clean. We just yelling.
Yeah.
I pray he don't sound like that.
Will we get the anime in like 10 years? Of course.
You gotta take a page out of Wilson Fick's book, all right? So sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I let out a primal scream, a little yell, get yourself hyped.
Wow.
Wow.
I said it in your comments. Caliban's
silly.
feeling that essence of regret.
Absolutely.
Essence of regrets.
He messed up. Badly.
I was fucking crying at Charlie and Director dude. They were like,
Yeah.
we gonna
Bro,
die. For
Hey,
this.
I want to say this about the hip dude. Did he actually have hip on his shirt the whole time? Because the first time I noticed it.
What, the Vice
What the
Ultra
hell?
director guy?
see that.
I think he did.
He did?
Or a roster ranker. Bro.
Wait, does he even have a name?
Yeah, the dude.
Wait, does he have a
he's got
name?
dreads, doesn't
no,
he?
he don't have a name.
He
No,
got
he
hip.
doesn't have a name. He's just a
That's
Vice.
it.
He's just like Vice
Bro,
Ultra
he got-
director.
Bro, he got hip on his shirt but no name. That's crazy. What the hell? Like,
P9.
Roster ranker.
oh my god.
And then Shu was out here like he did something. He didn't do shit. Jinsung stole his lighthouses.
Yo, the
Yeah,
Jahar,
he let it happen too. Like,
the
shit.
Jahar Empire really bumps.
I'm just like sad that like Drac didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
Hey,
honestly.
look.
God,
Look.
Drag, the
got
biggest flop
kidnapped.
of all time. Drag had that straight NXT push. He had a full panel for himself to introduce him. Nothing the whole arc. Trash.
Yo, she got
That got
the
kidnapped by fucking Deathbird.
you got the Dorsey treatment.
Bro, y'all know
That's
that.
kind of raw.
Y'all know he did that shit on purpose, right? Because those niggas can read Shinsu in their sleep. So he saw.
Yeah, but he got captured
he saw
along with
everybody get pressed and he
his.
stayed asleep.
Yeah, but he got captured along with the girl and stuff. No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
wasn't
he's
talking
with Bam and stuff right
Yeah.
now.
That's what the other week I was laughing about that so much because they're like one panel, oh shit, we forgot Irude, and the next friggin' panel, Deathbird out of nowhere just has him like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's
It was so
convenient.
contrived, but it was like comically funny to me that I let it go. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I let it go.
Yeah.
I just didn't care because it was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Because I kind of imagine like, what do you think will happen from there then? Because like, do you think he'll just dip, or think he's gonna join along with them and stuff? Because his relatives there.
He need to go back to
I don't even
NXT.
know.
What are you
Yo,
talking about?
I don't need Bam to get more high ranker teammates.
Actually, technically, he's an advanced ranker.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he's an in between phase. He's like a G League wrestler.
He damaged Caliban's body, so really, his rank is above all.
Yeah, he's an NXT wrestler, works the indies. Yeah.
But you're right though. The part with Charlie talking to the roster ranker and High Priest was just funny. It's like they're like, I don't know, man. Like, don't worry. First, we'll gather up the remaining regulars, and then we'll see what some other commanders say. Like they worried.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's only 2 niggas. Y'all failed. Y'all get clapped. You don't play that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then basically they're saying they think they're destined to have a lot of trouble with those regulars.
Mm-hmm. Apathia was funny because when I see him you know that one thing where you're like your kid knows they fucked up and try to go to your parents to talk to them, and your parents can get really pissed off. That's kind of like what that was. Like he's scared to talk to him, and he's like, "Yo, we gotta go after them. We gotta take him out. Should we do that?
Should we? Are you sure you want to do that, Dad?
We're gonna fuck them up. We're gonna get him right now." He's like, "But you're hurt."
Well, they can they got Evanky Helen.
He was really Cell Junior instead of Cell, bro. That's crazy.
Right? And he made it to that from when Caliban first showed up, his face in the thumbnail the other chapter, when he was just feeling himself. Caliban showed up, he thought it was all over, and then we still got like 3 more chapters of this.
Yep. And I mean, Caliban's saying he's gonna get him, but I don't think he's not getting him this hard.
Nah.
Yo.
Yeah, it's funny. I had to change the translation on one part because he's like, "I'll finish that boy off myself." I'm like, "I'll finish that boy." Hashtag that boy off myself.
Caliban really finna pull the Daria for fucking Naruto. He about to blow himself up. I promise. I promise you.
Suicide? Damn.
Nah, he gonna turn to a crystal too.
He's not gonna be able to complete the mission, so he just gonna kill himself. I'll be like, all right, bro.
Hey, there, Bobby. Somebody posted in Discord. It was a fucking picture of El Pathian begging for change in a cardboard box.
Yo, no, I gotta see this.
Shit!
I gotta see this.
Everybody at the Jihad army to stand Lopo Bia, and that nigga trash his foot. El Pathian.
Mid-Pathian.
Oh,
this count on a donut, bomber flavor. I mean, you got
bomber flavor. What the hell? It pops in your mouth. Eh?
All right. 10 minutes later, in the air, far away from where the last station was, they kind of teleport. They come through. Oh boy, you're cooked. First of all, you got another panel for you. Do you accept?
It's okay. I halfly accept.
All right.
Shut up, back.
Goat Sang. Goat Sang.
You mean the axes? Yeah.
Goat Sang.
Goat.
We got rack it up. Did we make it?
The only real nigga.
And then Shivlitsu, right? Yo, I love this guy.
The goat.
Yeah, man. Too, my guy.
Hey, Naya, when we making the video, bro? Because that's my goal right there. That's my number one.
Hey, I got you during the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they run up to them, and this guy huffing and puffing and crying, and wait, just give you a moment, right? He's basically beating himself up. How could I just leave my master's sworn enemy behind and run away? And Dorsey's like, you don't know if he did for sure, and he screams, goes to his knees. It's my fault. It's all my fault. He's like, my master died because of me. Hansung, he looks at him, and he goes like, it went for me being if I wasn't so weak.
Yo,
I
almost lost for like a split second. I was about to snap, and I'm like, no, essence of positivity. Let me not.
How are you gonna call yourself weak when you scratch the high ranker? You're the only one that actually did. Like,
you are literally in better shape than Jinsung and Caliban.
Yo, he's a high ranker.
Somebody really got like upset that I had called this nigga trash for that shit. I like, how I like, all right, bro. So you just did all this bullshit, and then you gonna call yourself weak?
Too weak. He needs to be the hard level before he's.
Hey, before you fix yourself being weak, you need to fix your mentality because you about stupid as fuck. Everybody sacrifice. I just thought of it. Everybody literally sacrificing their lives out here. They could get captured again. They over here saving you and your friends, and you want to play boo boo the fool. Get the fuck out of my face.
Bro, he's like a guy who already has a championship once more. Like
this, but I feel like this is like another thing that he's kind of like working up to in regards to Revolution, because we know Revolution can be done more than once. So maybe that'll be the moment where he kind of picks himself together properly.
Son, if this boy do Revolution a second time, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, he's going to. I'm confident in that. Forget about the power scaling, but I'm confident in that he'll do that again.
Ban power up coming. That's always inbound.
He'll just draw a second line. He'll be like, "This one is also me," and then he'll,
Nah, just let somebody try to touch this nigga, then he gonna fucking power up again.
Like, I'd be cool with all the bomb power-ups if we had, like, everybody else getting power-ups that much, too. Like, we haven't seen shit from any of his teammates in so long.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, and the closest that's in his group right now that I can actually could do something is gonna be Rag, just because he's a native one.
Yeah.
And he just got power up and cool in the body bag.
Maybe a lane, like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
just thinking about it even more, Bam don't got no reason to freaking cry. He successfully saved everybody. He successfully left the last station, and Crocker literally confirmed that Jinsung is not dead. So what is he crying for?
Exactly.
Oh,
Is this getting upset?
Yeah.
This shit for me.
That's
Come on.
I
Yeah.
had brought it up too, where I was like, it kind of takes you out of it a little bit when he's like crying, so emotional, thinking his master's dead. Then we go like 2 panels later, Jinsung's up like, "What's up, guys?
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine."
And it's not like he don't know this. Like we just told you, bro. The nigga that
Yeah.
says
Yeah,
just came from
but I think it's like more of like they're telling him like it's a possibility he's still alive. I guess for him it's like he doesn't believe
That's-
that, you know.
Bam don't,
Like, it's
Bam don't
different
listen to
too.
nobody. Bam don't listen to nobody on his
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, because he's the guy. It's like unless I
Ever.
see it's like unless I see the panel, I don't believe it.
Well, it'd be different too if like we see Jinsung and he's still alive, but he's all injured and fucked up and everything. But no, he just wakes up like, okay, I'm just chilling here in prison.
Yeah, that's my goal.
That's another thing. Bam's L's he took this arc, or other people take L's. Like Jinsung took an L, and that's how he suffered.
He got jumped. That's on L.
It's just like
No. Okay, so no. I hated the fact that this man Bam said I was so weak. Weak where? You were the only person to hurt Caliban. Nobody else did nothing. What is how you be talking about in these panels, bro?
I
too
told you
weak,
you do not
Caliban.
understand the meaning of words.
I'm like, who are you talking to, bro?
Yo,
Oh my
Bam's just too
God.
greedy.
I just laughed to me personally because it's like I think SAU really thinks the way he portrayed this, it was like, look, he's not ready to do this. I'm like, you look ready to me.
Right? Is that bro? I swear he gonna come back from this break and he gonna be like, this shit was fucking ass. Like, why
Yo,
did I
he
write
better.
this shit like
and
this?
then
Yo, that-
and me personally, the Jinsung and Bam relationship, I don't buy from his side because I never saw this from him until he learned he was dead. With
Right?
Jinsung,
Exactly.
Yeah, like I can acknowledge Jin Sung's like connection with him and stuff, but like Bam saying like, "Oh, I care about him," stuff like, where was that like prior to all of it? You know, like
Man, I wish that Dorsey would have been in the back and been like, shut your ass up, nigga.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bro, they baby this nigga too much. Where Haru was there, it wouldn't have been a difference.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
what you
hey,
crying
hey.
for? What you
You're
Yeah.
like,
crying
stop crying. Like, fix your face. Stop.
How do
Before I
feel-
give you something to cry about, Black Parent
Yeah.
Before
style.
I kill somebody, ain't nobody
Alright.
died. This nigga still crying.
I know. All right, yo. So let's go. At the same moment in the air and space where Jinsung and Caliban took place, we see the HMBs and the Shenny's prison ship. She gets him alive. Basically, he's unconscious, but his body's still healing. His arm is broken, but he'll be fine. And that he won't wake up for a certain amount of time. And that man just woke up.
yeah. Is
He
the dinner's
got
ready?
scared, bro.
I'm like, yo, his vitality is crazy.
Yo,
She
Cool.
got scared of hell when he did that shit.
Really HMB. It's like he just got up. He's like, ugh. I'm like, oh shit, you up.
Go.
And the first thing he screamed was, "Where's Viola?" Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then she actually confirmed that he was alive.
Mhm.
And then,
Good. She don't got time for all that bitching.
I mean, would you like to speak on events, the master class?
Yeah. All right. Listen here. I tried to tell y'all once again.
Here
We
you go.
had a plan. The plan out now. The plan is blood. And war.
Man,
And you know what? I'm okay with that because she didn't need no super contrived plan. She didn't need to set up everything. We good. She said she said we pulling up the disciples from the workshop. We pulling out HABs, Jahad and the princess. All y'all niggas too comfortable. All y'all. Y'all been sitting around on your ass sipping lemonade, and we sick of it. Y'all need to go out. Y'all need to do
ungodly
something.
hands, eh?
Because she looking at Jahad, she like, bro, this nigga Phantominium really walked up in your shit and killed all your people, and you went to sleep. Nah, we tired. We sick of this. Everybody fight now. Everybody finna get up. She let Yurik build a whole organization in your tower, and I step up to him. All right, nah, we ain't doing this. So you know what we finna do? Everybody finna start fighting. That's what she said. And you know what? I'm cool with it. Master plan. Ice drip on my hands. Let's go.
Hey, they said, hey man, they goddamn them niggas came from the hood. They act like Waka Flocka. They act like they don't know where they came from.
yeah.
Living
She's
in their
smoking
houses and
op after this. Let's
shit.
go.
Man, look. Hey, look. Hey, that because I think we had a theory about this. Like, there was like a war. There was like that. There was war and stuff like that in the tower beforehand. I don't know if we talked about it on here or not.
Yeah, like the
think-
ancient wars, basically.
Yeah,
Even according
we
to
somewhat. I mean, that's where Caliban's essence of mid came from. Some
Yeah,
dude
We know there
fighting
were
and
ancient
killing
wars
people.
too because the purple dementor that Pedro had was like an ancient observer or something from back in the wars before Zahard even came into the tower.
Yeah. So my thing with that is like, cause you could tell like the natives, rock people, and humans. Cause in chapter 1, it was like drawings on the wall and shit in the fucking cave. It was like literally like rocks people yelling at or like angry at whatever, however you want to depict it, at humans and shit. But if that's the case, what I'm trying to figure out, what I really want to see the climax, where the fuck was the workshop in all of this? Like,
I think it
just
came
imagine
afterwards.
I just imagine a big ass wasteland, and the workshop is just like this whole civilized land.
Yeah,
Right,
one
yeah.
more way. It's that connection to the outside itself, right? Like majority of those things that coming in from like the outside are from there. So like,
Yeah.
Remember that swords and whatnot are not a practical weapon.
Yeah.
Because of Shinsu, and those were things that were made when the 10 Great Warriors came into the tower and whatnot.
yeah,
Swords probably didn't exist until that.
yeah,
So what the hell was they fighting? Were they throwing Shinshu blasts at each other?
Well, here's my thing.
yeah.
Where the guns at?
Yeah, I think.
Well, I mean, aside
We
from
know why the guns
Zero
don't
had
work.
one.
yeah, aside from like one shot, one opportunity from like the workshop arc and stuff. Yeah, like I'm surprised we haven't seen anything more from it. I mean, maybe one of the 10 Great family members probably like specialized in that.
Well,
hopefully.
remember, Zero
Dupree.
had that rifle when he fought the F.U.G ranker back at Workshop Battle.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna assume that's gonna be Tupari just because of the God's Eye, and I think if anything with accuracy, they're gonna need guns. So
I bet.
No.
I mean, they brought swords and stuff, but I'm like, where the guns?
Yo,
yeah, where the heat at? Who carrying iron?
That's what I'm saying, bro. I need that Madoka Magic level gun. Pull
Yeah,
out everything.
Did
Yo,
you guys,
son,
did
yo,
you guys
son,
enjoy
who got
Machini's
the choppers?
speech?
I love that. That's the thing for me that was my favorite part of that entire chapter, honestly, because it's like it felt like Doflamingo, honestly, where it's like y'all are hyping up everything that's going on and stuff. You don't know what like dangers are already like coming up just because you've been chilling. All these people hiding in rank. Listen, man, she said that. That's what won the chapter for me, bro. I know who the fuck she talking about.
Hey, look. Don't be surprised when something really coming because of that narration from last chapter and what she said now and what Jinsung said. Don't be surprised when something come for her that she ain't ready for.
Well, I was gonna ask this too.
Man,
because
y'all always praying on her downfall. Don't worry about what she doing. Chase a bag, nigga. We out here.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask though in regards to her, like, do you think that like, okay, because we know obviously with Yuri, she had met that man, right? So you think it might have been the same case for Mensheni, and maybe that's why she is acting the way she is because of like, when that dude showed up in the Empire, fucked up everything, met Jihad, dipped, that she might have had the same kind of thing where she saw something and now wants to seek some kind of change. But in her way, it's through causing a bloody mess in the tower.
Honestly, it could have been anything. Cause didn't she go with them to go capture like In and stuff?
Yeah, it was her and
Yeah.
some other princess that was
Like
there.
she probably seen a bunch of shit like she probably shouldn't have seen at a young age.
Yeah.
She might be like low key traumatized. I mean, she was already pretty warped, but it could have just gotten worse
Yeah.
over
And
time.
then the other thing I was gonna say too, like like after the data floor when it was like crashed and stuff, do you think that maybe whatever happened with her data went back to her and maybe she realized something during that whole thing? Like,
I don't think that's how it worked, but
Yeah.
one thing I thought with her and like her motivation
He is an axis. Who
would
wrote
be
that?
like-
Yo, why?
uh,
one of the things I was thinking though was like her plan when she was a little kid was she wanted to fight Zahard. So now this is hundreds of years later. So she's probably like met him a couple times and been like, nah, let's do a little bit more than that. Let's just have it.
She's sadistic and stuff, but she not retarded. Like she knows she like, okay, I can't. Come on, lass.
But
Come
that's
on,
also a different
lass.
thing too. Like
You know
wanting to
better
fight is
than that.
Normal, it's fine.
I do.
She wants blood and she don't care how she gonna get it. She didn't necessarily have to be the one to cause the blood, but she just want to see bodies falling. Like me, like I wanted to see this entire arc, but it didn't happen. So
that was like one
we
of the
have
worst
to.
parts of this arc.
Another
Me and her on the same plan.
Another part of the plan, though, could be because remember she wanted to fight or do the challenge or whatever against Yuri before so that she could have the 13-month series. She might be planning all this fighting so she can get the 13-month series and get the key to go up.
You know what? True. I did some semi think about that because we kept talking about a Jihad Princess War for next arc. And that feels like even more viable, or he might even be bigger. It might just be more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she wants everybody. I think she's also doing this because she wants people who are in hiding to come out of hiding. So that means people like Garam too. people who haven't shown up on the radar for a while. She want all those people to come out of hiding.
Yeah, I think because after this incident, for sure, like from what happened with Bam, I think that's gonna start getting a lot of people talking and stuff. You know, trying to make some moves, definitely.
And the thing that strikes me interesting is you would just think that Bam is the key, but she just said he's one of the keys to open the door to those battles. Like
That's true. She did.
So
Yeah.
Maybe
that just had me thinking. And no, I'm not thinking Wagner. Shut up. But
no.
No, he definitely one of them. Yeah, go ahead.
you understand.
He's definitely one of them.
Like I don't think the keys necessarily ought to be people. They can be things and whatnot. But I just thought the way she phrased it was interesting because I would just assume it was just going to be just about him kind of thing.
It might be the 13 months since he can absorb them.
Yeah, keep
That's true.
It seems so. Yeah, it's his. Okay, so we go to Qian. He has airship. Shout out to Chung Li. She's my favorite character that was introduced in this arc. Personally, after Water Jelly, but
Water jelly goat.
yeah. Any panel of Rachel in despair makes me happy.
Yo.
Oh gosh, look at the thing. Look at I'm good for sure. Good.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Yo.
Garbage. She can die.
Yo, honestly.
I've been saying though it totally makes sense if like Rachel starts working for Zahard's Empire, like they can script her or something, and then she just works for them. It kind of makes sense going along the opposite path of Bomb, who's going to be probably working with F.U.G. a bit.
I kind of like that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, it would keep her safe too because like how she go protect herself?
It would keep her relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I have is her like thing with Arlene. If she knows the past with Arlene, I don't know if she would want to work with Zahard. But I could see them working together.
Yeah, I don't think she'd have a problem just lying to them, manipulating them. She's been there.
Yeah, and nobody gonna like not believe her. She's too weak. They don't see her as a threat.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's still got the Fitbit and the Minazuki, whatever they do.
Nah, Gus, they ain't coming for that.
So we have Yuri in restraint, and then did you guys care about the conversation with Dorian and Jian at all, or no?
No.
I mean, no.
I don't know. Dorian to me, Dorian was cool at the beginning, but he kind of lost my respect when Yu Han-sung just ran through him like it was nothing.
Hey,
That's
so much fish.
I actually like Pollock way more than Dorian Frog.
Yeah.
That
I like
frog
the
couldn't
weapon
work, bro.
tank thing he has, though.
Oh, I don't know, but I liked him at first. You're right. I liked him at first, and then after, I'm like, you know what, he's not it. But
Frog
Bro,
goat,
he was
though.
putting in work. Damn, disrespectful.
Yeah, that Pollock was too goat though.
all right, so we see a shift warp in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Semi, let's go.
So flow the cats. Wait, who's that, bro? Who's it?
oh. It's a
I wonder who.
who could it be? So who could it be? And Pat, it show who in there? Gusto! Let's go! Mustang's no longer coming.
Yo, he called it, bro.
Here! Oh my goodness! He's here! He's here! He's here! He's finally here! It's been months!
Bro, this was the best
The
WWE.
tears that roll down this face of mine is of pure
This was
joy
the best gimmick,
that
bro.
this
This was the
man
best gimmick.
has finally graced our presence for a third time. Oh my goodness!
We've been waiting so long for this, my guy.
He is finally here. It saddens me to say that this is the end of an era. I've been on this journey with you all for so long, but sadly, all roads come to a close eventually at one point. He's finally here, the man of the hour. Gus ain't no longer
Bro.
coming. He's
Bro,
here.
this promo skills.
Yeah.
Man, somebody's
He's
time,
It's
man.
like a
up.
retirement speech.
Oh my god.
Because like I saw him, like, oh shit.
Some of the guys
Right.
got awards, yo.
It was so hype.
You've been screaming that for 3 months. He finally
The craziest thing is, it played out exactly to the T how I called it yesterday. I said everyone's gonna leave first. Everyone's finally gonna leave. Then he's gonna come. What happened? He came! Oh my goodness. Enos be praised. But here I have a proposal for you all. So, on the floor of death, Bam says to Rachel that he will make it a race. So whoever finds the item first in return to the Gustang will get the second Thorn. As we already know, Gustang already gave the second Thorn to Bam before they even went in the Sword Art arc. But still, Bam said that this is a race, right? Whoever gets it first, whoever completes the task first will get the second Thorn. What does Stingray do before they went the last station? Sucked up the freaking Fitbit, right?
Yeah.
We don't know where the Stingray went, but we could assume that it's still the Rachel, right? Who did Gustang appear before?
Rachel.
So let's say that she does have the Fitbit, right? And Gustang takes it from her. Does that mean that Rachel's going to get the second Thorn?
Either that or she'll probably get something from Gustang.
Yeah.
But
I
why?
don't know.
Like, but this is the thing. Like, why continue to help her? Before I understood that like there was that chance that they were gonna end up in the data world and he'd be able to get what he wanted. But in this situation, like, what does he have to get from her now?
Because
remember, wait! It's my time. I answer the questions. I am the captain now. So do not forget. I don't want to say employer, but do not forget, Gustang is not working alone. Don't forget his little call on the phone at the end of the floor of death.
True.
He was talking to somebody after they left. They went back on the hell train, and he said, I don't know what you see in that porn of yours, but I gave her, speaking of Rachel, the thing that you wanted, referring to the Stingray. So he's still working with somebody else. He himself is not helping Rachel. Whoever he's working with is. So he's just filling out his part of the bargain. Yeah. So whatever he does after that is still whatever that X variable that we don't know about.
I mean, it's kind of obvious though. Whoever is talking to, it's probably Hedon, because that's the only person we know that has connection with Rachel whatsoever. Like,
really?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is obvious because if you remember, like from way back, like he said, if you do me this favor, I'll make you the heroine of the story. Yeah. And the fact that like she's like referred to like Rachel as like that guy's pawn. Like, it only makes so much sense. Like, who else would be connected with Rachel, honestly, that we haven't seen in the story?
Mm-hmm.
You know
yeah, I wouldn't think it would be anybody other than Hedden.
Yeah, and then if anything, like going back to like the workshop when he like that guy, well, I assume is Hedon as well. Remember when Gustang was talking to someone about who the real princess and stuff? If anything, he's probably in cahoots with Hedon about something.
So let's go. Best family here. We out here. What are you talking about?
I mean, he's typed out Lolly, but I don't know.
She
hey, she was old enough. She was old enough.
Yeah.
He said
y'all can run with this agenda. I'm not running with that.
I can't.
Vince, well, yeah, we need your help.
Nope. Keep it.
So Jinsung claps back with something interesting. You don't know about the H and B's you've mentioned, ones that have been erased from, the rankings and whatnot. And she said even less about the boy.
It was weird that she even questioned it too. Like, what? Like, I don't know, man. Like, Jinsung probably has met some of these people for sure.
She don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We ain't got time. We don't got time to be caring about, man. He throwing out shit out there, so because he be like, oh, I need to protect Bam, so I'm gonna just say whatever. Yeah. And he could be telling the truth, but we ain't got time to care about that. We got plans to run.
Do you think that this kind of confirmed that there's probably a tier of characters out there that's not on the ranking list that could be just as strong or stronger than a lot of them?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah. But I also think too that we're probably gonna see some more regulars in the story too. Honestly, like I honestly feel like I do feel like there's more in the tower right now, not entering, but more that are
regulars.
Yeah, no, say irregulars.
Oh, I think we're probably
I think there's probably a lot of irregulars out there.
Yeah, because I remember like Siu said like way back in a blog post that there's a secret for what number that's there, and I'm pretty sure like the ancient beast thing that Jinsung is referring to might also be about them because how I refer to them to Bam was the only picture they have. They're irregulars.
Everybody acts like we only know like a handful of irregulars, but it's like Grace Mershilazlek is related to Arlen, so he's got to be one. Same with the chick from the Yeon family that has all of the kids for them. Plus, Rachel's a freaking irregular, so it's like I feel like there's going to be a lot more than we know about.
Yeah, and if you think about it too, like N technically is an irregular. The fact that she was born to irregulars and stuff. So like,
yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, somebody had Naya. Somebody commented a fucking good theory on your one of your live reaction, and it was like, what if it's like the Dark Continent in Hunter x Hunter? So like, that's why he locked it away. Even more dangerous with people on their level that they couldn't beat or couldn't really handle like that. They sealed him away up in the higher parts of the tower. Since we know 134 is not the last one. Somebody commented, Captain Crunch commented on your live reaction, and that would hold what she just said in the war part. Like if they couldn't keep going to war, it'd be smart to seal them niggas away if they just gonna stay in the tower and rule it.
Mm-hmm.
If they cut a deal, or got a stalemate, whatever. However it happened, I can see that.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, too, if you think about it, Phantom Venom came through to like tell him like you got to keep fucking climbing up the floors and stuff. Then you got to wonder like when is that time gonna come? We're gonna wait until like the 3 Lord thing switches for them to do that, or like just gonna wait until Bam gets everything and then just goes up.
Probably the latter.
3 Lord or Bam.
Yeah, because we don't even know when that 1,000 year process. Like we don't even know if we're on like the 999th year. Like you know what I mean? Like
true.
Well, he didn't tell us shit, so you know he could bend it however he wanted to spin it. Whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of where I felt season 3 could be like for that.
Yeah, that could be.
Mike. Mike, did you get to the end, or did you guys stop?
Oh no, we were waiting for you, I guess.
My fault.
We even know you was gone.
Nah, I saw muted.
I thought he was here.
Nah, I saw his message.
Yeah. Bam was crying. I didn't care. But seeing my boy Hatsu.
Hatsu's my son.
See, bro, the hug was awesome. It's just the fact that like I hate the the relationship should be a lot more than what it should be. Otherwise, I would actually care. Like the whole Jinsung and like Bam thing from like Bam's perspective. Like here, it's like I'm more sad for Shipley-Sue, man.
Yeah.
Got you there, be there for. It was like, oh my boy, like he in tears, but it's like,
Well, I liked it, but I couldn't really get into it because, like I said, I was like, it's different knowing that Jinsung is just totally fine and that he's probably not going to die at this point.
Yeah, and when the Jinsung said and get a bit stronger, I just kind of laughed because Bam's not going to get a bit stronger.
Yeah, just a little bit. You know, you were there already. Also, she mentioned she has very important connections. I forgot to talk about that because that's important.
Yeah,
I know he's had a conversation with Jihad before, so
that's gonna come back. Watch and try to
I think it has a tie to F.U.G, but like I don't know, like unless he has something else.
The elders, but remember, I'm just like in the blog post it said he's had conversations with them, so it's like the people he knows are like dangerous and whatnot. And I don't know what she's trying to do, but she's trying to meet somebody clearly. But Chopper ends up with the Van Cup flying, which is really cool.
Oh, here we go.
The panel with her just flying mad fast. And then she took an interest in Bam and said it wanted her to train her own student, being Bam. And honestly, a lot of people in my comments had been thinking this was going to happen from literally the first time they seen her orb, because it was an orb. They're like, what if she trains Bam because he also uses an orb? Okay. So for all you guys who called that from way back then, good shit. What the fuck?
Hey, all right. So look, I told you I was gonna yell like one point in this chapter. This the only part. This where I'm about to go off.
Oh boy.
Why? Fucking somebody explain to me why. It's literally a fucking orb, bro. Everyone taught him how to use his fucking power, so it's literally not that special compared to Rock. Really?
Rap got
I'm with him on this one.
He had one fucking good storyline, and you still managed to fuck that shit up because Bam got to take over this.
Well, Rat could still learn with.
Yeah.
Oh, he could.
Because I'm pretty sure I said it earlier, but it's like
he was supposed to learn. He was supposed to just like they were supposed to learn with Edwin, but then guess what happened? That Coon and Rock got shipped to the side with Jinsung, and Bam took over. It's as always like we really gonna get. You really think he gonna split time with this nigga? After all the bullshit we just got, like Bam not gonna take all this shit. We probably gonna get like 2 scenes of Rock if she do talk to this nigga. And then we'll probably get 2 scenes with Rock, like one training gimmick or one flashback, and then they gonna be on the side while Bam get all the fucking spotlight because he the MC. That shit garbage as fuck. I'm tired of this nigga, bro. He always taking everything, man. Goddamn, yeah, one fucking good thing. Your storyline. I got into this shit because everybody else had storyline. Yeah, we were following. We weren't even just following, man. We had interesting plot lines. Not everything revolved around this nigga. Now this nigga sucking everything up. Fucking power storylines. I'm tired of this bullshit. It's garbage. You can't it's a fucking orb. An orb. Did Edwin not teach this nigga how to use the orb in the first place? That shit is not that special. That shit is garbage as fuck.
Damn, we need another coon with a lightning pill because you need one too. That's gold.
I'm on my ATL pill.
I still
How did everybody else feel about it?
No, but I'm in agreement. That's exactly what it is. Like Rack has been pushed to the side like countless times, like up to this point. Even Aguero has at least had a significant development. Like when he started using Enacor, and like he has his own intelligence holding it down. Like without him, like there's a lot of strategy that's just lost on the team, right?
Yeah.
And now we just got Shippy Su back, so I guess he's filling in that role until Aguero back up and running. But like Rack doesn't have any of that. Like, and he's still getting like pushed to the side. And CU had the nerve earlier on to claim that like, oh, these three are like the guys. Like this is the team. Like, what? No, it's not. It's literally Bam ahead of everybody else, and everybody else playing catch up. At best.
Rack is like A-tier jobber. He loses to literally everybody except for S-tier
and it sucks because he has the second best
from left
potential,
field,
you know,
and
like,
all he does is nowadays he just like he's a mascot at this point. Like he's just a cute alligator guy. Like that's it.
I love Rack, but at the same, I love Rack, but at the same time, it's like he loses to literally everybody he fights except for Levy because Levy is like top jobber,
a fraud.
He's the biggest fraud.
But he came in like he was going to be Bomb's rival or something.
Still has that,
then he runs away from Bomb and just gets his shit slapped around by Rack.
I mean, he bamboozled us, yo. He bamboozled us.
He got pressed by Rock throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody say Rock's hurt last time?
Yeah,
they do.
I'm like, you're not wrong.
Oh man.
You're gonna shoot your eye out, stupid ass.
Yeah, but I figure Rack's gonna kind of weasel his way into like whatever training is going on with Bam and stuff, and then that I kind of could see a shift afterwards where it's gonna be like it was supposed to be with Bam, then it's gonna be like a 50-50 because they'd be like, oh shit, you're one of my people, like native ones and stuff, right? So
yeah,
I agree with that, but I also think that they're gonna get Kun in there. Because I don't think Bam's gonna he's gonna wanna unfreeze Kun before anything. So maybe Evenko tries helping her with that and it takes all three of them.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like if let's say Evenko decides, oh, I'm gonna unfreeze this kid and stuff, right? What was the point of being that Woon Young guy?
No, I don't think it's going to be Evenkel. I think we still haven't seen what the hell's going on with Yiwa and Danhwa. So I feel like they're going to show up, and then Yiwa's going to unfreeze them just because Yeon family shit.
They all met up at the same time conveniently. That would give like
I think it's going to be Yiwa.
Teacher, yes. If Wunya and Yeha showed up at the same time or conveniently around the same time, that give her somebody to teach her.
That's true, yeah.
Because he is a famous ranker, so I'm pretty sure he's decently high.
Yeah, I need Yuwa back, best girl.
I need her back too as well.
Yeah, best girl, no.
After, how are you?
Anyways, but I don't know. It would bother. I think it would have bothered me if I don't know. I just don't care. It's fine. Sure, train him. It's okay. It's fine. But just, as long as Rack gets trained too, I'm good. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like my problem too is like what I mentioned earlier, where it's like Bomb has these relationships with all these high rankers. I just really don't think he needs another one because it's just going to be another person where every arc I'm going to be like, is he really in trouble or is this person going to jump in and save him?
Yeah, that's
rank 60 in your pocket.
Who gonna step up? Who really gonna step up?
So, but now that the arc is officially finished and the arc name is changing, all of that, now I can finally say to all the little BAM stands out there, are you okay with the MC leaving an entire arc, let alone a quote-unquote war arc, completely unscathed? Garbage. It's completely unacceptable.
They get mad when we fucking like got complaints about this shit or something like that.
Not just BAM, the whole all of BAM side, nobody died. Trash.
Exactly, and the niggas get upset when we got complaints about this shit. Like this arc wasn't trash or something. Like, how do you hype up Eric? Somebody's gonna die. All this death, this, that, and the other, and not a single person even got scratched.
You're telling me Barrow couldn't die?
Yeah, and it's like the worst thing is like Bam didn't even get touched this whole like I don't know how do you like actually go and scratch rankers and you not like the MC's not getting like a small wound on him at least.
Nothing, literally nothing, not a single punch, kick, flick, sneeze, headbutt, chest bump, nothing.
Yeah,
I just think it was way too early to have Bomb even like in the same area as rankers like that while fighting's going on, and then like he tried to ride himself out of it by being like, Charlie doesn't really give a shit, he's just fucking around, and then Calavan doesn't really give a shit, he's just fucking around.
And that shit was that's one of my biggest gripes about this fucking arc. Like Nigga, you had plenty of ways to write out of all the, like.
So-
It's no excuse. He could have wrote
Yeah.
wrote a lot of ways
It's
out
like-
of all the shit.
I like stuff and I try to look at the positives, but at the same time, it was just way too early to jump into the ranker and high ranker stuff.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean
he was
the only
trying-
thing I can say in that regard is like unless like to showcase a ranker and ranker fight at least, so it's like this is what we're going to be seeing later on down the line. High rankers like you wait until later on the higher floors, but at least like now the show us what's going to be like against them, not with Bam actually participating and actually doing something.
Yeah, and it
You
could
know?
have been easily written too if they didn't like job out Levy. Just have Levy be Bomb's opponent, his rival
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and then have rankers against rankers, high rankers against high
Yeah,
rankers,
it's like-
etc.
Yeah, like you
That's-
introduced C rank regulars and everything like here, and like what was the point? Like Red
Yeah.
Beard got
Oh my
fucking
God.
waxed.
And
They
like,
That's what I died. They spent this chapter introducing all those members of Zahard's army. Then next chapter, White comes out and just one shot kills
Yeah.
like 5 of them.
Somebody called that in like the stream way back when it was like, watch, not even half of these niggas gonna matter. Somebody said that a while back in the
Yeah.
stream. I don't know who it was.
Listen, point blank, it is
Water jelly put in
completely
work.
it is completely unacceptable to have your MC in an arc where he's involved with physical contact or conflict, I should say, and go completely unscathed, go completely perfect, 100% HP from beginning to end. Unacceptable in every regard. There is no counter argument against that.
yeah,
Garbage.
You
If
can't
I
go
were to
into
say
war
one
and
thing
not
I
get
didn't
injured.
like really was Bomb fusing with Black March, because it's
Woo!
like that shit didn't do anything. He fused with Black March and did something he could have done without doing that, and then he never used it again. So it's like there was no point in it happening at all.
And now the
Oh.
13 months ain't even special to me. Them shit's
Yeah,
accessory.
I mean,
ornaments,
yeah,
man.
pretty
Them shit's
much.
garbage.
Every time 13 months you come, somebody's gonna say Bam should absorb it.
Yeah, that's going to
It-
be a
it-
problem
it's like,
too.
This is like somebody in the Discord named P9. This garbage guy, like he loved Bam so much where he just let him do whatever he want and slide. He garbage. Man. He gonna do nothing
Yo.
but talking about Bam all day and message me. That shit get on my nerves.
All right, let's hop into the blog post real quick. So, we just got talking about a drama. Recently, I've heard that a drama named Sky Castle is popular. I don't have too much time, so I don't watch it regularly. But when I saw it briefly during my mealtime, wow, it was fun. Even at 2 like Ivanko, you'd probably study at least because you don't feel like dying, right? Well, there's a lot of students who rather die than study, maybe not. Blah blah blah.
Huh? If you don't get your what?
How to English? How to speak?
This chapter was Team Bam's grand escape. On a personal level, it perhaps can be considered as Bam's turning point, as well as a turning point for Yuri's life. Yuri from before may have been doing her own thing, but never crossing a certain line. However, she seems to have crossed that line, that certain line, this arc. When I was planning out, expanded into Tower lore, considered multiple narrative protagonists, and there was a real chance it could have been like that with Yuri. It's one of the protagonists. Well, it's Bam as the one person protagonist right now, but blah blah blah. So some Yuri arcs can come later. How do you feel about this?
Basically, Yuri dropped, Wangnan dropped, Rachel dropped.
Yeah,
No side
that's-
protagonists.
Pretty much. It was supposed to be like, I think that there's 3 main protagonists. There's supposed to be 3 main protagonists, but it's only bad enough.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that's the way that Rachel and Wangnan were both built up, was to be like running as protagonists alongside him, and
Yeah.
then we just kind of dropped him somewhere along the way.
There was even a Q&A with CU saying that Rachel's an MC, and I'm pretty sure Wagon's always an MC, so he's supposed to be.
I'm not believing that this man say no more in the blog post because he just said Bam wasn't a ranker. Then he turned around 2 chapters later.
It potentially.
Bam could kill a ranker with a grace. He shit out of here, man. I don't believe nothing this nigga say no more, man. Stop lying in my damn face. That nigga.
Caliban is still someone obsessed with bad. Hardy horror. Since Caliban was someone who respected Jinsung, his feelings on Bam. Oh my god, I don't even care. Someone who had Jinsung wanted to protect his life, blah blah. It's called Commander, regulars, his biggest enemy, no way around it. Technically, Iraq would be priority number 1 if he thought about it like that, but he's too strong. And he doesn't care about Jihad. It's true, he's trying to leave. But regardless of Caliban, Bam is a target for removal, but a being who cannot be easily removed, strangely enough.
Uh-huh.
Any
Strangely
comments?
enough, he's MC.
Well, so in order for Bam to fit the Caliban, the military looked like blah blah more. Oh no, I don't like this.
Like Cal.
Like a van can like top 60 come. Well, could a van? Van Cal, the teacher. Sorry, my phone just went off. Barring depths, blah blah blah. Pupil, please look forward. Yada yada. And is he complaining about stuff here?
Probably.
I'm dying. I want healthy. Stay warm.
Yeah, I always feel so bad for the guy, but I know that it's like not really his fault so much because I've heard just so many horror stories about Naver like
Yeah.
really pushing people.
Naver is really bad. One of the
Nah,
authors has cancer.
Yeah, I stopped slandering him for like a good whole day because I had read one old blog post. This nigga was like, I gained like, I don't know, like 20, 30 pounds and I got depressed. Ha ha ha. My mom said, I seen my mom at a wedding. She was like, what happened to you? He's like, yeah, I haven't seen her in a while. I was like, nigga, what?
Yeah, I don't have.
The fact you just say you gained 30 pounds and got depressed and laugh it off.
I don't have shit to say about CU either though, because like there are these times when he's talking. And it's like, he says things like, I wanted to take my time with this or do this, but they're really pushing me on the main story or something. So it's like, I would like to see arcs really fleshed out. Kind of like One Piece, where the entire arc feels like its own storyline. But if it doesn't do that, I can kind of blame it more on Naver pushing him.
Yeah. I think this is like the break coming up. I think like the first break he's had in like a year or like 2 years.
Yeah, and like forever.
Yeah.
I remember between it was like a 5-month hiatus between Workshop Battle and the beginning of Revolution Road, but that's the last actual long hiatus I remember.
Yeah, he deserves it though.
I mean, that's okay, but I think at the end of the day, like, he could branch off from Naver. Like, we've seen other comic artists do their own thing, like create their own small website, upload like page by page. Like, at the end of the day, you want to tell your story. It's his work. It's gonna be his.
I don't know
thing.
how
If he's not happy
deeply.
with that, then
I don't know how deeply they own the rights though, because like if they own the rights for 5 years or some shit, then maybe there's something he can't do.
No,
Like the
that's
same
fair.
thing that happened with Jump and Kubo and Bleach, where it's like Bleach was like totally owned by Jump at the point. So they tell Kubo to end it, and he's like, "Well, shit, I wasn't planning to end it anytime soon, but no choice because they own it."
No, but even here, like, it's not. It's not. I don't think it's a question of length, right? Because we know that there's still a lot more to go. So
Yeah.
why does it feel so accelerated, right?
Well, and at that, like, you know, I only give him shit about this really just art because
Yeah.
there's like a lot of stuff like I don't even want to hear excuses in it, and it's a lot of this Bam stuff because he let these folks really like some of these brain dead fans really run his story. Like Bam is not the only interested thing. Bam after this arc, he not interested. I hate that nigga.
Yo, Bam is so
Before
boring.
that, he's not. There's a bunch of interesting aspects, but you just like to focus on this one. Now, too overpowered MC that can just do anything and eat anything, and you can't even get scratched. Like, come on now, bro. All this interesting stuff.
I feel like that's my biggest issue that I find with most shonen is like I get to a certain point and I'm like, I don't really care about the main character that much. I kind of want to see more of the side characters, and it tends to happen like every time. And hell, Bomb's probably not even the worst shonen protagonist I've seen.
Yeah, he's good. He's been up until this arc, but yeah.
Up until this arc, I think he's been good. I just think we've had
super weird because I like in hindsight, it's one of those things. This will not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me.
Okay.
I don't blame Bam. I blame SIU. Like, I don't know how to make that make sense, but it's one of those things where it's like you had them be a certain way, and I just feel like for whatever reason he just caved to have to like cater to a certain demographic and make him a certain way where it's like I don't think you ever had this intention with him, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I kind of get that feeling too.
But what I want to talk about first, let's talk about our favorite piece of dialogue in the chapter. What was your favorite panel, line, whatever, like in the chapter? For me, it's Caliban's ape scream. I'm sorry, that shit was funny. It was
Machini.
Or Machini's speech. Yeah, that speech was masterclass.
Probably Machini's speech or Jinsung Kappa.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Jinsung saying that you don't know what you're talking about. That's what got me.
I think for me, it's probably the panel where it's like all flames with the zoomed out shot of Yuri standing in front of it. That's probably my favorite panel. I forget what her exact line was there, but I liked that one.
The journey's only beginning, I think.
My favorite dialogue was between Machini and Jinsung, and my favorite panel was Ship pulling up, of course, the GOAT.
Hey.
Favorite panel was Water Jelly.
Stop this.
Too thick.
I like to hear.
That's
Favorite
too many
dialogue
seeds for
gotta
me.
be when Pop was saying that Bam gotta suffer more because Bam suffering is always a good thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I don't
100%.
even listen. I don't even gotta say the favorite panel, man. End of an era. That's all I gotta say. End of
Oh
an
yeah,
era.
damn, I gotta say that.
Mhm. My favorite panel was probably I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. I kind of like the panel of Van Kel just flying through in the air of the fire. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool the way she was flying like that. I don't know.
That shit was fine. What she said was trash. But,
My favorite panel was Jesus El Pantheon Christ. I'm weak.
Oh my god.
hell
Or no,
nah.
I thought another good one though was Calavan doing the punch out of the flames when they were
Oh, you
trying to
take
run
it
away.
Yeah,
That one looked pretty
I
good
made
too.
that the thumbnail for the last one. I like that panel. It's clean.
And,
Go ahead.
Naya, when we finish the favorite panel, I got a theory that Lazy wanted me to talk about. And
Oh, go ahead. That reminded me.
Go for it.
I have to talk about something, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this is the Lazy one came up with this theory, so shout out to Lazy. He said that his theory was that on Hendo Bloodlock matter, he's like, what if the Hendo family are vampires? He was like, well, for one, the vampires need blood in order to live and are immortal in some shape and form. Plus, it will play off with the last name Blood matter. And he's like, his other theories, I think Hendo used a spell on his children to die early on so he can contain their vitality, so he can live longer to obtain immortality. However, he dies, the children of the Hendo family will extend their lives longer. So what y'all think about that? That was Lazy's theory, by the way.
Wasn't isn't his like thing contract related though? Like with the immortality contract, you got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Like
I think the immortality is like everybody else accepted it and he didn't for some reason. So then he came back and said, no, never mind. I do want the immortality.
Wasn't
like-
that?
I mean,
I
like,
thought he
no,
lost
well,
the contract.
And then when he came back, they're like, oh, you got to pay for it this time around. So he's paying for it with his kids' lives.
Mhm.
That was I had the theory too that when they were fighting, that I feel like I said they were fighting like these
Good
group,
laugh,
like I
though.
feel like they split on the climb up and like they had I feel like Lopo Villa or somebody set Hendo up to not get there on time.
That could make
Was it on
sense.
time?
Yeah, because it like let's say this, we're going somewhere or something like that, right? Or we knew what the agenda was, right? And it's I think just they're still people too. They have emotions. They dig with like we think. So if it was like some petty shit, there's some nigga I don't like, or that nigga that don't like, I can easily like I can mind control him, or I can set him up to do some other shit like look, we all gonna be here. I can set a trap up because we really don't know what happened. So
It says he had to pass a test from the Guardian, the 100th floor.
yeah, but what about everybody else? Because they said he didn't get the same.
No, that's
contract, right?
everybody though.
Oh,
No,
I thought he declined the contract. I thought it was like offered to all of them, but he declined it. But I could be remembering wrong.
I thought he didn't get it like everybody else did. Somebody in
Yeah.
the chat might know. KB.
I don't,
was-
I
No,
don't know
I
if
don't-
I don't know if they ever specified why he didn't get
Yeah,
it.
he didn't get it, but I thought it because
It just says
Yeah.
it's not. The reason is not for exclusion is not
Yeah.
known. So nobody knows.
Okay, so
okay.
then that would also like play into like only those niggas know because don't nobody know shit about the clown, but really most of them because they don't. We don't know shit. But
I don't know, but what I wanted to say is, well, for like, what do you guys think the next arc is gonna be? Because I feel like we gotta save Aguero like sooner than later.
yeah,
like he been dead. Like, give that man a phoenix down. Like,
Like I said, I think they're gonna just Deus Ex Yua him and have Yua show up and unfreeze him.
That's
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like it's such a cop out because Evan literally says he can't stay like this forever. But here we are with Kun at the back burner. He's still in the freaking display case for how long now?
Months later.
Literally months later.
Also, I just realized something. I was rereading Flora Death the other day, and how cold is it that Rachel saves this man's life one arc and then blows his heart up the next arc?
Dang, where last? Dang, last gone. Wait.
that's why we need him back because he don't like her. Like, that's his sworn enemy.
Yeah, nowhere near Bam because Bam can stay out her asshole. So
Yeah. For another arc, I think we're after the breaker in the epilogue, and that's gonna be hopefully Wagner. I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
please.
I
need a
still want a
Wagner
Beirut
epilogue.
arc.
Yo, Baylord Yama is my Slayer.
Because Bay Road's basically like a coliseum or fighting pit or whatever. I would love to see Bomb and some of the other characters just have to fight
No, you
other
don't.
characters in the pit.
No, you.
Yeah, he.
No, you
Actually
don't.
kill somebody.
You don't want to see Bam in that. He gonna walk every
It's
single one of them.
It's crazy because like I was talking to like Torian the other day because he's catching up and he was telling me something about, I can't remember what we were talking about, but he was like upset because he's like, bro, they hyped the hell out of these Mad Dogs and then Elliot got fucking one shot.
Oh, Elliot still has me so salty. Because
Okay,
no,
but Varagov
Okay.
out.
no, look, listen to this. So Daniel kicks Bomb's ass. Daniel kicks his ass. Then Bomb has to go like Rage Thorn mode. He goes Rage Thorn, one-shots Daniel, and Elliot still holds up to Bomb. So Elliot's like this big bad dude. He kills Muntari. He's like going on this speech, literally tells Bomb, okay, we're having this match Hell in a Cell, literally his power. And then we cut away to something else, cut back, the fight's basically over. See you off screens this entire fight. I'm still salty about that.
Y'all
I
are
told you, you
100%
didn't wanna
right.
see it.
Look, y'all are 100% right. But Varagov out.
Come on.
God,
It-
this man blew up a whole regular's body without even lifting an arm. This man completely no sold a roundhouse kick from Uber Chad. Like, nah, he's out. I'm sorry, but that man still scared me. I don't care what nobody say. He scared me.
look, she put that nigga 1,000 feet up in the air. She's like, my body can handle this. How about you? That nigga was like, huh? That nigga dropped 1,000 feet out of the air, which was supposed to kill him. He got up like, and what you doing, bitch?
I mean, I have high hopes for the last one, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't. It's positive.
So far, Roblox is 1 for 1. He dropped the ball at Elliot, but I'm sorry, Varagov's still it. He scared me. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Hopefully,
Imagine
Baylord Yama's.
Bayroll, when Bayroll come out, that's over with.
Yeah, I would love to see that place.
Well, see, I thought the setup for Bay Road was there when Chang and Quietro took Elliot and Angel. I thought that was going to be the setup for Bay Road.
Mhm.
So they gonna come back into play because we got too many people that disappeared and we really don't know where the fuck they at. Where are you hot and dead?
Where's the
Rand and his group? Where's Casino? Goddamn that nigga go sang down there playing hospital nurse to a coma patient. and
I
shit.
honestly completely lost interest in that storyline.
Exactly.
I think
Nigga,
that's over. I don't think they're coming back. They're not. They're too far down to come back.
Look, they can stay there and just live their lives.
You could it comes to the point like he can never address it again, and I wouldn't care.
I just need like a small thing where they fix it up and then I'll be good. Like
can
I
literally
say,
do,
they're all
like-
happy
I
up
don't
there.
even need that.
Nah, I need that.
I think I ain't gonna forget their names and shit.
I did. You
Glasses girl.
have to understand. There's certain characters you're not worthy of having your name being remembered. Like So Young's dad. I don't care what his name is. I
So
don't want to know.
that was just a plot device to get a lead.
Well, I
back
thought
in
that
the
Yeah,
was
I
story.
still don't
man.
understand why he was like that. Because, like, his whole thing was he was building this place for regulars, and then the second somebody comes and then, like, threatens the regulars, he's like, I'm gonna blow it up, then it'll be a utopia. And I'm like, how does that make any sense whatsoever?
There's no need to think about it. It's just to get a lean back in the story.
I'm still trying to figure out.
He also was crying like, I thought you understood me because you could have been out. I'm like, are you serious?
why
Are
would-
you done? Like, no one cares.
And then his daughter's like trying to do the right thing, and he puts her on blast. Just tells her like, you were running away from your fight, and I took you in, and like sells all her shit in front of all those people.
Nigga, that's what I would have been like. That's why you crippled, bitch. How about you get up the wall? Trash ass nigga.
Oh,
I
I mean, at least Elaine came back from that, so some good.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't going to happen because I think the week before I was DMing with, I think it was John Laz, and I had said, so I've been on this conspiracy theory. Comes back, he's going to have Elaine with him. And I was like, well, Jinsung's back and Elaine ain't, so I guess I'm wrong on that. The next week she shows back up.
That was actually funny because I was talking to Joy about Jinsung. I'm like, man, he has Elaine. I hope she comes back. And he's like, oh yeah, me too, bro. Because he used the Raw, so he knew.
So he knew.
He's like, oh yeah, me too, bro. Like, I didn't like when I listened to the video again. Like, oh, he definitely was bait. But like, I didn't know. I didn't know that he did that. So he did spoil it for me. But
speaking of that, before anybody freak out, I had Rick Ross for a specific reason. I got my reason, but But this is why I also hate Ballet because that fucking robot,
Ballet.
fucking iRobot ass.
What is-
So in the Raw chat with Gus Stang show, because I was literally finna start reading the Raws, right? Because I was like, you know what, I have faith to see you again. But then in the Raw chat, I thought they were discussing the theory. I didn't know the chapter came out early. So then all of a sudden it was like Gus Stang here. I was like, what the fuck? So now I had to read the chapter, right? So I was like, it's some bullshit. So then I was like, oh shit, Simi finna go wild. Simi called it, and here come Ballet. A lot of people called it theory before. Nigga, I didn't say that, did I? This is Simi's gimmick. He been saying this shit for 3 months, nigga. I'm not talking about everybody else. Why are you worried about everybody else? I said Simi. If you watch the streams, you would know the gimmick. But you sitting over here playing iRobot fucking funky for Simi. Well, damn. Always feels so fun.
Oh my lord.
Need a 1v1 Easton Bill.
Oh man. Predictions for next week. What's happening next week, guys?
Honestly, I think it's just going to be epilogue stuff. They're just going to like say, it's the last chapter before a break, so we're going to wrap things up and just chill.
Damn,
Evan Kill will probably show up
with new gimmicks. That's
No,
crazy.
because Evan Kill will probably show up and be like, I'm going to train you, Bomb, or whatever, and then the training's going to happen over a time skip.
Just need Gus Stang. Gus Stang come. Yeah, Gus Stang is gonna save Rachel.
We don't got that no more. We need.
This man almost said Gus Stang coming. That's
Yeah.
And Ryu.
Ryu.
Wow, relax.
Listen. This is booking 101. This is why WWE ain't as good as it used to be. You cannot force greatness, okay? Gus Stang coming was a natural occurrence. The next gimmick will be a natural occurrence. So we can't force the next gimmick. Whatever it will be here when it's ready. Until then, we just up in the air.
You got it, Chief.
Something I wanted to bring up, but I forgot. So the 3 orders, they were supposed to kill either F.U.G.
What 3 orders?
The regulars. Zahar.
What 3 orders?
Where he's like, you got to kill one of these 3, and they haven't
What
done
3 orders
any
are
of that
you?
yet.
What 3 orders are you talking about? Sir?
The ones that didn't get accomplished.
What 3 orders? That you know what? That's my gimmick right now. What 3 orders are you talking about?
It's like, I don't see how they're gonna do any of it.
No. What 3 orders are you speaking about? They don't exist, bro.
What do you mean?
Because if Jahab pull up right now and he asked why we didn't get that shit done, I'd be like, bro, what 3 orders are you talking about?
Pretend it never happened.
Right, bro. I'll be like, you gave out orders? You told us to go to the altar?
We had
Just put that all on Charlie. You say that, and Charlie is like taking all that shit.
I'm putting it on the altar director. I'm like, hey, altar director, what you doing out here? That's
Blame
crazy.
it on Mid Pantheon.
It's funny because he's here, right? So like that's one of the orders. So like they see him, do they attack? Because I will not attack. I'll be like, I don't see him. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what 3 orders y'all talk about? We supposed to deal with him.
I'm gonna start squinting out the window, like I don't know what y'all talking about.
Hey, Bird Box gimmick in, huh?
I'd be so if I was them, I'd be so mad.
I'm leaving.
Chioti's just like,
I'd be so mad right now because I'd be like, damn, this was the easiest order and it was hard.
Now Chioti's just like, Gustang showed up on the side where my eyes always close.
Ooh,
Didn't see it.
If a door.
That's a good one. I ain't see it.
I feel, man. If a Dory pulled up either, I'd be like, "Hey, boss, what orders are you talking about?" I didn't see you.
Is a Dory gonna show up by the end of the season or no?
No,
probably no.
We might get her back again. The coat, which I completely.
She
fine
better
with.
chew out Calavan after this. The man's a squadron commander.
Why you think he not going back?
Regulars.
Why you think he not going back?
He's not going back. The mission's not over.
Right.
The Dory told that nigga, don't leave the dare table till you finish your food.
He gonna be on like kind of on his like Fujitora gimmick, even though Fujitora was like, this is not a Marine base, but you can't come back until the rich is over. Oh my lord! I just expect to wrap up like just, oh my god, Bam, no, it's okay. Oh my god, you're the greatest. We love you. And then back comes them like, let's train. then maybe Rack. I hope Rack says something. If Rack doesn't get this training either,
That better happen.
Hey, if he don't, just prepare.
Well, if that didn't happen, what's the point of Rock looking out the window and seeing the thing?
Don't worry. Don't worry. If he don't, next stream I got something.
Do you think that that Caliban would appear and try with the next chapter would try like with one last attack?
What? He might.
I said I'm not scared
Because
It's just
they
sad
didn't
that I'm not
teleport off
scared
the
of
floor.
No,
Caliban.
they said they were a good distance away though from the last station.
Yeah, so
This
they
man
can't get-
Caliban, y'all really got Caliban on his Bugs Life gimmick. He just gonna be slamming into the window and shit. Like what? He gonna be like, "Let me in, let me in." I'll be like, "Bro, relax.
That nigga-
It's over."
Caliban for the commit suicide. He ain't going back.
I told you, he gonna be about the Daria gimmick. He's
No,
like, "Fuck
Caliban-
it."
They'll hit
into
him
a
with
gem.
They'll hit him with the what orders.
Okay, so
Right.
a real quick general question for you guys because I know how I feel about it. I was gonna wait till next week, but if I feel different next week, I'll just say otherwise. But how do you feel about the last station in general?
Mid.
Who said
I'm going last. So
Honestly, I don't think it lived up to the potential it had. Like, if you went to the beginning, it felt like there's so many things that could have happened that CU failed to push through with. Like Drac, nothing happened there. This whole battle with the BAM high ranker, that was bullshit. Mid Pantheon, like a lot of things that basically CU fumbled the bag on a bunch of things. And this arc's really not one of my favorites. It's probably one of my least favorites.
Fumbled is an understatement. That man tripped on a small rope and he just threw everything in the air.
I think there was a lot of good stuff, like a lot of good characters and stuff.
Sharon.
But there was this one big problem that was bomb fighting rankers too early. And I think that one problem kind of taints all the rest of the good stuff we got, like just getting to see characters like Sharon and Dorian,
Water
Kun
Jelly.
Royale Elliott, Water Jelly.
Wait, hold on. You guys can see massive growth.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Oh,
Big
relax.
jelly?
Relax.
Hey, that's the
Water-
bro.
Wait, who gave him work? Nobody, because Water Jelly out. No one gave him work. That's so bad.
I just feel like his execution was like honestly, he could have did everything he did in this arc, but if he executed it a different way, we might still be complaining a little bit, but we wouldn't have been complaining nearly as much.
Mhm.
Everything the way he
you're right on that.
executed that could have been wrong, that could have went wrong.
Then
Like-
also
It
the
was
lack
pretty
of
bad
him.
on that front.
No.
Yeah, I was complaining about that, man.
I feel like
Bro,
there's
people
one
was
good
mad.
thing that CU said in the blogs that probably should have went over more well in the actual series. And that was when he said in the blogs that Bomb's not weak or strong. He's just an irregular, so he breaks the rules. That should have been a lot more of the deal in the actual story.
Yeah.
See, that's what I say. The execution was terrible
No.
because Bam was allowed to attack. I was talking about this with Simi last night. Bam was allowed to attack everybody, but as soon as somebody attacked him, blocked. Somebody
Yeah.
blocked it for him.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened was I had a bunch of people in my comments telling me like, oh shit, he had that crack on Caliban, so he's high ranker level. And I'm like, shit, no, he's not. Caliban was already beat to hell and back, had a hole in his chest, and he got a wound so small that he didn't even feel it until somebody pointed it out. And it's like, if a bug or something bites me and I start bleeding, that doesn't mean the bug is human level. But like the smallest little attack on him, that does not make him on his level.
That's the only thing was because of the dialogue with CU saying, when he made Calvin say, even high rankers can't scratch me.
Yeah. See,
Alright.
that's with the execution.
Alright, so I'm about to.
Wait, hold on, not East, hold on. I ain't go yet. You
Oh,
said you
okay.
going last, so sit down. Shut up. Listen. I'm sorry, but this arc, trash. I mean,
Preach.
listen, no, I mean, it's completely trash. You can find gold in the trash bag, sure, but it still was in the trash bag, right? Nah, this arc was trash, son. Let me tell you something. This shit was hyped from how long? From the second they got out of the sword art arc, it's been hyped. My queen has been saying for how long? She sees death, she sees death, she sees death. She goes out of her way to make Hoquin whole again. This man, Jinsung, literally said to Bam, if you go on the hell train and Hoquin is there, you will not survive. White has been hyped up for like a whole year now, maybe even longer than that.
Actually,
He finally becomes whole, and then literally becomes incompetent 2.5 chapters later. Garbage. The little good that can be found through the cracks is still in the trash bag. There's way more bad than good in this arc, period. Bam going a whole war arc without getting touched is unacceptable, period. All the scuffles between everybody all at one time, and then Levy getting turned into a jobber and having all these characters introduced at one time, and for them to get washed or off screen or this, that, and the other, completely whack. This is easily my least favorite arc in the entire series. It was terrible. I didn't like it.
Yep. To add something quickly. Also the building of tension, because when we started, I felt like they might not survive, like especially Team B. But somewhere halfway through, the tension was just gone for me. Like I didn't feel anything. And then now like nobody's dying.
No, but that's what it is. I think at this point, it's safe to say that when we look back at this arc, we're gonna be saying that this is where the paradigm shifted. Like this is where it is that a lot of stuff that like he'd been doing consistently and well up to now has kind of like fallen to the wayside, right?
Well, there was one thing about this arc that I always said it would have been better if, like, this is the way I thought it was going to go. We were going to have all the fights and storyline with, like, Bomb's team against all those rankers or regulars that are working for Zahard. We were going to have that on the station and then go from there to the rankers fighting, but we just skipped over all the regulars and went straight into the rankers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
so I think that hurt the arc, is that we just moved too fast to the rankers.
There was literally fleets upon fleets of regulars. And who did we see? We see in Levy. He is the only person who matters because everybody else don't got a name. We see in Levy.
No, we saw.
It's hard to say he matters. He jobbed out twice, like for nothing.
Levy, he got hyped up to begin to talk about he could have been a ranker. He's purposely stayed behind the tower to do Jah's bidding. He got these spells specifically from Jah just to become a jobber. We seen Penis Gang. We seen
he's kind of raw.
Them 3 rats. We saw them 3 rats.
The rice crackers.
And 2 others.
The rice crackers.
Yeah, we seen Blackbeard, and that was it. The rest of the fleets upon fleets, nowhere to be found.
We saw the furs.
The arc starts with freaking Ship and Hatsu and Laro, and they go completely missing the entire arc just to be a cop out there and be like, I'm here to save you. We were just conveniently here because we were just conveniently here, and we saw that you was here, so we're here to save you. Whack.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like with the whole regular thing, Data Jihad, we didn't like. There was no like he could have wrote it in that there was like regular stronger than Data Jihad. He didn't have to make Bam fight rankers.
My only like a lot of my issues that come from that to this arc is just that when you kind of take Hansung Yu as a regular, being shocked at how bad they were with Shinsu, you get the idea that at least in that department they're actually behind. They're not where they're supposed to be, because by this point might have 3 Shinsu qualities. They're using Shinwa, Ryu, this, that, and the other. Yeah. And then after he's like, yo, you're from one of the 10 great families, kind of like, why are you garbage at this? Like, I don't understand. Obviously we end up learning that he's like, he has a natural affinity for something, but he doesn't want to use it because of how he feels.
Fuck his daddy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you kind of get the idea that these guys are behind in this thing. But then you come, this arc, and it's like, well, does it even matter if you can't control on this and that? Because all you got to do is absorb and blast, and you win. So it's just like,
yeah, that's probably one of the best things this arc was the Mising power boost.
Yes. But there's been that build up for a while now that like Bam is almost this like messianic figure who's gonna like open up the path in the tower.
It is what it
See,
is.
that's not the problem, though. He didn't explain anything.
No, that's the whole thing. Like, he just jumping the gun and like pushing all this stuff onto us now, right? It's all just been hyped up, and he's just doing like wild things to like appropriate that.
Well, I kind of wonder, it's like, is there going to ever be a thing that Steve's going to do to kind of like send him backwards in terms of like taking things away from him? Like, do you ever see that possibly happening, or like it's just full speed ahead? Because the only thing I was gonna say in that regard is that we don't know what happens to the Black March, right? I would assume right now it's still inside of him. So I feel like there has to be some kind of effect where she's gonna be like, "Hey, Berserker boy, like I had enough of you," whatever, pulls out, and then he's probably gonna end up being a coma because of the shock and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I still feel like that is a possibility. Like once the Black March pulled out, he's fucked.
The problem
see
is
that
we still don't know if it works. Like we don't know if that's like his own power or how much like what does she actually do for him when
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
was
that's the thing, 'cause
using her?
the whole
'cause-
Black March
no,
thing is
this-
really confusing.
No, but this is the other issue when it comes to like Korean manhwas in general. Like if you have any MC, any main protagonist, whenever they get power-ups, they stay powered up. Like, yeah, here and there, like they'll go through like some small conflicts, but it's nothing that they can't overcome on their own. So even if that kind of thing were like, even if she were to like exit him, I don't think there'll be any drawbacks.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a typical shonen thing in general for the main character, and we're just kind of running into it here.
This is common between a lot of webtoons. But before we keep going, Laz, what are your thoughts? Like, I know we have one more chapter, but how do you feel with the last station in general? How do you feel with the arc?
It's an arc that honestly has had some great moments, but in no shape or form has defined it as a great arc. I do feel like, it started off really well, definitely with the whole setup of the invasion, the army and stuff. But as things kind of trickled on, it's like, again, the regulars were like, thrown to the side. They had nothing to them, like C ranks. I was excited to see like what the difference would be with them. Nothing happened. The rankers unfortunately got dogged on because, bam, Kirby Merchant, unfortunately, right? And, my boy's still asleep, so fuck this arc.
Hold on.
It gave me Sharon. I can't complain.
I mean,
Sharon is goat.
yeah, Sharon. Like, there's definitely characters that I'm really happy that like are in here now. But it's like, again, if Bam is gonna still be the thing like he is now, which he's gonna keep on getting powerful and powerful, it's not gonna matter afterwards. I could like this character, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be put on the poster.
That's what it is. That's exactly what Simi said. Like at the end of the day, this is all trash. Like here and there are still good things in the trash bag, but it's still trash.
So,
Yeah.
Alan, you didn't like it.
Dude, like this arc was not it. There's not many good things happening, period. If anything, the only thing that we really got was a little bit of world building. And frankly, that's what I'm here for now. Like that's the only reason that I'm still keeping up with the series.
Yeah.
Like Bam can be doing his thing, whatever. Like, but that's something on the side for me now. Because like he keeps saying that these are like this is how Bam is, this is what it is, and then he does the polar opposite of that. Like I didn't see once like any of the things that he's been talking about in the blog. I didn't see any of that come to fruition here. Like he's just doing his own thing and like mouthing off about whatever he's trying to do, but that's not what's happening.
All right.
Wait, Vince, did you go?
Yeah, I'm good. Let him go.
Yeah, East, he gotta go. He said he going last, so let him go. Now he can talk.
So are we ready? I've been waiting real patiently. Hot fire dumpster, straight garbage from start to finish. That shit garbage. How do you fucking ruin a character in one arc? That nigga Bam was trash from start to finish. Start to finish. You cannot give me no excuses on why this nigga did half the shit he did. Flip flop and flip back forth. Fuck CU on hype because we had no matter who this nigga hype up, they always come back down trash as fuck. How do you do that?
That's
Jinsung
the whole
interviews,
thing.
You gonna hype my boy up for over 200 chapters, and then you give him a 60-40 fight, and then you got the audacity to say it could have went either way when they just broke his arms. Yeah, he put a little traditional like freeze frame bullshit. He just broke his arms. It was a 60-40 fight. This nigga getting slapped around, and you gonna say he could have went either way. Machine say this like, get the fuck out of my face, bro. And his old bullshit ass inconvenience. You could have wrote yourself out of all this shit because I give reasons how you could have wrote yourself out of every single situation. Boosted Bam's power. He could have got away in a more reasonable manner, even with the Calivan shit. So Calivan wasn't playing no games with a nigga who wasn't his mission. But as soon as he get in front of the mission, the specific nigga he's supposed to kill, now he looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Oh my god. Let me test this regular's power when Jinsung wasn't my real problem. But now I'm here in front of my mission and now I gotta fucking let me play around with this boy right here.
And he knows Calivan's in a regular.
Man, get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit, man. I'm tired of shit. Look, you can't tell. They're like, oh, well, if Calivan hit him, then technically he would have died, bruh. Then he put Dorsey in a galactic donut as Simi called it. Yes, so couldn't he did the same shit to Bam, and then Yuri came and saved their ass? Come on now, that stupid bullshit. You literally come out here to save your friends, and when help come, you don't want to take it from a nigga that was trying to kill you, but you don't know if you hurt. You don't know that he killed your friends. So all you know is he's trying to come after y'all, but you still want to take this nigga help. Then you flip back the same fucking chapter. Well, you know what? I'm going to help you guys, or I won't be useful at all. Get the fuck out of my face with that trash shit, bro. And all the hype. Now Vanky held there. It's everybody flip flopping, everybody washing. It's straight garbage, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Like all the hype build up just to take it back down. All this shit just to take it back down. You give me a good MC just to take this shit back down. Give me one legitimate excuse on how he got four power ups in like 6, 7 chapters. Give me one good excuse on where that's gonna take us.
I mean,
'Cause it-
he's an irregular.
Oh, because he come from. he
I
come
mean, that's the
from a
only
different
thing you can
cloth
say to
than me.
defend
That's
them, and even
all.
then it's sad. Like,
Honestly, when it comes to the last station, I like the arc. I think I like overall. I'd say I like it. It's just. I could probably say it's, if not my least favorite, it's towards the bottom end of my favorite arcs. It's weird because I there was so much I kind of liked in terms of some character reveals. You know, Kaiser coming back. I was initially impressed with White. I do think that he's kind of like Lizard said, like it didn't live up to its potential and the hype that we were getting from like the three orders, and then all these rankers showing up, and then like
And nobody died.
I don't like to be the person to be like, oh my god, it didn't go the way I thought it was, therefore it's garbage. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't think it actually lived up to its full potential.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And-
That's the way I was with Flora Death.
Yeah, and like and a lot of it has to do with like I felt like you jumped around a lot, not too much, but like I don't know. There wasn't too much time, I guess, to focus on things that I think needed a bit more time. Like I do think the Caliban and Jinsung thing needed more time to play out the way. Like I thought it happened a little faster than I liked. Then Caliban's dialogue just boggles my mind because I never know what the fuck he's gonna say. Like he's like when he's talking about the essence of bravery, don't even start. And then
Essence
he's
of
like,
mid.
Jinsung's dead. I mean, he could be. I mean, he was alive when I saw him, but he's probably dead. Like, is he dead or
make
not?
up your mind. Yeah.
He's so like anytime he speaks, I'm like, what the fuck is he gonna say? Because I don't know. But then he's like, you left Jinsung because your mission was to kill man, which means you're prioritizing the end goal over the way to get there. So it's like finish him off, and then if Jinsung pops up, I'll deal with him. You get to him, and you go, I'm curious. It's just one of those things. Like he was so inconsistent. So I don't know how I feel about him, but I do think ultimately I end up liking Caliban. But this is not one of my favorite arcs.
Yeah,
not
it's like
even just
if he
even
fights,
though-
I care. If he talks, I don't care. Like I really don't like unless he's a translator or someone else speaking for him. Then by all means. But if he talks, I'm out. Like
Roblox and Euro literally wrote everybody stupid when it was convenient.
For real.
It's not just Caliban. It's literally everybody who was opposing Bam was written stupid just so Bam could get away or get his licks in, and then written back to normal after Bam did his garbage.
I don't understand. How do you know somebody is an irregular like that, like Jihad, who you really look up to, and you don't take him seriously, or at least
You don't take him seriously until he long gone. Then you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta take him seriously and try to rush after him.
I need to complete my mission.
yeah, and I understand. Like I think the misconception too, even with this arc, is that people think it's a war when really it's just like a raid, basically. But it's just like one of the worst raids I've probably ever seen, where it's like you're supposed to go and like at least kill Death. Where's Death in fucking invasions? People die.
why
in these
can't
things,
Barrel
bro.
die? Like, don't be late, sir.
Like when you're, and it makes it worse. It's like when it's from the Empire's side that's dying. Like you've had like even if they're garbage, it's like bro, like they've had more people die than we had on our side. Everyone was good.
It's one of those things where it's like if he was really trying to kind of hide a lot of the potential that the Jihad army really has, like okay, I guess well done, but like they just kind of came off as pretty incompetent. Like there's no way they could have known Van Kel and Han Sung Yu and this and White were gonna be there. I got that. But like you guys still, I would say, came prepared for the unexpected because you had El Pathion, you had Sharon, you had Drac and Dorian, Xian He, you had Caliban coming, so it was like, and Caliban was with Machete, so it's like, I don't think you were definitely not undermanned. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't.
Yeah,
I really
but it's
do
like
hope that it
look
doesn't-
at some of them. Like Kulnasam K is an assistant division commander, like one of the highest ranked people you can be, and he is just A-tier jobber.
Yeah, and I really hope though, like Siu doesn't say like, oh, it's just because they're the 4th division command. It doesn't matter. That's your Jihad Empire. Like you're not supposed to look this
Like,
fucking weak.
Yeah,
like I get their
Kulnasam K was
tiers, that's fine.
terrible.
Hey man,
Yeah.
how they take over the tower with these people? I'm really.
Like, here's the thing. I get under all.
I forgot to speak on Levy. Oh my god,
Yeah,
Levi.
fuck it.
Yo, shout out KB.
We don't need to speak on him. Fuck him, fraud.
Levy season never coming.
That's P9. That's P9 homie right there. That nigga love him, but he trash.
Yo, KB loves him the more.
Well, it's like Rack is like the jobber who's like full-time employed. He's out there to lose to the main event guys all the time. And then Levy is like a jobber that jobs to the jobber.
Oh my goodness, man. This shit was funny. But
That's fine.
I mean, any final comments? So you want to wrap this up?
Whack.
Hopefully next.
I mean, I hope that if the next chapter really is the end of season 2, then I'm gonna be disappointed, honestly. But
wow, we called her Vegeta. Oh my god, I'm upset.
yeah.
All right, hey, you know what?
Hey, turn the stream off. I'm done. Turn it off.
I'm upset. Oh wait, rate the chapter out of 10.
7.
I'm giving it an 8.
Oh yeah, this chapter is definitely an 8.
You see Roblox and Euro think he's slick. He hear him, he say, okay, well, if I don't incorporate her, he can't really hide in a 7, right? You ain't cut it this time. You gave me a freaking half-rendered image all the way down the block with freaking my view distance on freaking like 20. She ain't have no lines nor any detail. So this ain't getting higher than a 7. So it's a 7.
What was saying?
It's still a 7. What I said is what I said.
Yeah, I think 7 or 8's pretty fair because it's like it was fun to read, but it wasn't anything like too special.
Yeah, it doesn't like wash away all the stuff we experienced like prior and stuff. Like it's not like to make up for the arc.
I had a good laugh though.
Well, even with the arc, it's one of those things where it was fun to read, but it just had its problems.
Yeah.
And like that's one of the things with doing this, talking about it on YouTube all the time. It's like when it does have these problems, you're gonna have to talk about them like all the time.
And then
That's the thing.
then everyone gets mad at me. You hate Bam. I'm like, I actually don't.
I'm like, no, y'all just need to grow up and realize that every series has its issues. Grow up, stop being a child, and take criticism. Not like we just saying nothing to say. No, we literally back up every single thing, jokingly or not. So grow up.
Nah, they be like, you be like, you hate Bam. I'm like, see, you can't please you guys. Man, get the fuck.
Or they say if you don't like it, don't read it. Just
Yeah.
do it.
I actually was told in the comment section to find people who like to actually like Tower Room.
Like
That sucks for them.
I'm like really, really positive about stuff all the time, but when there's something off, I'm gonna like bring up how it was off or how it could have been better.
Here's
So
the
like,
thing.
but I just get
Slender. I do.
I just get all these people every week though, where I'm like, well, I mean, this was written this way because of this, and they're like, no, Bomb is high ranker level, and I feel like it just drives me away from wanting to talk about power level stuff because I'm like, these people won't listen. Like Bomb being high ranker level is what Bomb being a Shinsu creation of Enryu used to be.
Yo, it's just like, do you want me to lie? Like, I'm not
Right.
I'm not gonna do that for anybody. So it's one of those things where it's like, if I see a problem or something that I perceive to be a problem, I'm gonna point it out every single time. Like that's just the way I am.
It's just I care too much about the series, not to point out flaws.
Yeah.
But see, but think about it. You said you've been trashing Bam since the beginning of this arc. But have you been trashing Bam prior to this arc?
No.
All right. So when the problem started, that's when we started mentioning it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had certain things here and there, like with the Rachel stuff. We're like, no, Bam, this is not it. You have to hit her. Like, but that was like half joke, you know. Like we were like, you know, it is what it is. But the problem came here. But
I think I was criticizing a little bit before though, because like again, I'm super positive about everything, but the thing is, like, I feel like we have a lot of power-ups that Bomb gets that are kind of pointless, and we don't really need them in the story at all. And that's gone back from like arcs before this.
I was gonna talk about what makes a good power-up, but I don't know if you guys are.
Well,
Actually,
I feel like
I do want to say one thing. Like in regards to our like critique of like whatever's happening in the series right now, like people can't really be that arrogant that they think that this is a perfect series. There's nothing that's perfect. So given that, then there has to be something that can be improved upon, right? From what we're reading. So like for us to talk about that, like I don't think that that's us hating on the series.
yeah, and I loved the virtual floor arc before this, and what makes a good power-up, I thought Bomb's power-ups there were okay because it was something he trained for and something that like made sense for his character. But like there's been some of them, like the training with Thor, the God of Guardians guy, or the Black March stuff this arc that have been kind of like for me. They didn't make as much sense.
So mainly for power-ups, it's just like throughout the series, when Bam got a power-up, it was like a slight, there's a like consistent increase. But this like arc, he went from like you know, they're like ranker level basically.
He was
just too high of a jump.
to see the high ranker.
pretty much.
Well, that and like some of them are a little bit redundant, where Bomb really didn't need the Black March stuff because he could already do that stuff. So it's like there just wasn't even any point in throwing it in.
And the thing I think a lot of people miss, at least with me, I can say that when it comes to Bam's story, I'm still very invested because I still find that his situation is very unique. Where like with Rachel kind of being the person he has to go against, and Rachel being the person who taught him his morality and ethics, and being the one to stab him in the back to this degree, and him with every encounter having to learn slowly to kind of break away from that and grow emotionally and mentally. Like these are all things about his character that I'm still interested in. And just that I just felt like SIU with this stuff has been handling him in a way that like I just didn't feel it was consistent with what we've been seeing up until this point. And like with this arc, like I don't think sometimes some authors realize what doing something really insinuates to people who are kind of having a watchful eye. So like, you know, last week, you know, people are like, he's higher rank level. I can't blame them for thinking that at this point.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it, but I can't blame them because he's honestly insinuating this with certain events, with certain statements, and then having Bam go against those by being like, "Oh, my body's so sturdy and hard, no one can hurt me. How do you hurt me?"
right.
I'll wait for the one moment someone smacks the fuck out of him soon,
but you know,
Well, I think that's why I liked some past arcs, because you look at some of the past arcs, like Revolution Road, Daniel actually beat Bomb. Then you look at what was it? Name Hunt Station. Elaine put more work in on Bomb than Zahard did.
Wait, listen to this. Elaine was the last person to physically hurt Bam.
Yikes.
Data Zahard left him pretty messed up.
If we're talking like actual humans, like in like real, then technically it's Elaine.
Real.
Nah, even with that, it's a hard.
Because even Hell Joe didn't really get him like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Not really. Well, that's Hell Joe was another thing.
Regular too, right? So
and I complained a lot about Floor of Death because it's like we built up these bad guys, but then none of Bomb's group ever fought any of the bad guys because Yurik just came in and saved all of them.
You see, the thing is, though,
that was a little bit understandable though, because Joe was a completely different level, and at least it was his floor. So you could be like, oh, okay, a mortal guy, his floor, he's been injected with something. Right, exactly.
The thing is, what Haku just said is the reason why I like the Floor of Death, because you have the cast in a situation that they have no business being into. So that's when you bring in the adults to deal with it. And that's what Roblox did.
You know what? Now that you said that, that's exactly what he should have did in this arc.
Exactly.
The exact same thing. They should have not been fighting anyone.
Because freaking Hell Joe was literally a walking game shark on that floor, Bam and Co had no business trying to fight them. So they didn't. They still had all of their stuff that they was dealing with, but they could not fight the actual main attack. That's when you bring in the adults who are more powerful in the main cast. So we have the fight, and then we have the main storyline of why they're on the floor there to begin with.
I understand anybody's issue with Urek being there. I feel it, but the reason why I was totally okay with it, because I believe in the rule of cool sometimes, so I think it's cool, it's fine. And two, is because he had a real personal relationship with Hell Joe. Yeah. He's the one that basically, in a sense, let Hell Joe become this because he's like, I like this guy. Here, have this power, and became a monster. And he's like, okay, and now I'm back to deal with it. Like, what's up, bro? Because like, he took it out of him because he wanted like Hell Joe to kind of like regain himself, like because he saw something in him, and that's kind of where like I thought I got a real appreciation for his character, because I'm like, for somebody who's so strong in the tower, top 4 at one point, was the only like the strongest active member alive. Urek doesn't come off as like conceited and condescending as some of the other family has. Like Gusta and company goes, a bug is a bug. Like you're just whack. All of you, except maybe you in a couple of years. You know, you good, but everyone else whack, bugs. And I'm like, Urek, as powerful he is, he doesn't see people like that. Even Bam, before he using the regular, he's like, yo, I got scratched by like a baby slayer, like keep an eye on him, like not bad kind of thing. He met Karaka, and he's like, okay, if you can withstand this finger, I'll give you the 6 wings, baby. Let's go. Like he's somebody who's that strong. I like that he never really like lost himself, I guess. So him being there, to me, I like being there.
No, I really liked Urick's story with Heljo. My problem was like we established Heljo and all of his little minion people, and then we got the Hockney development with Bomb, which was really good, and we got Bomb's backstory with Garam, which was amazing. But then after that, that was like a small chunk of the chapter, and then we just had this long fight where the stuff between Heljo and Urick was good on an emotional level, but there were a ton of other plot points, like all of the side characters that just got forgotten in the shuffle, and then some characters that just kind of disappeared and CU just totally forgot about them.
That's been happening a lot. There's like a lot of plot points, but in the end, it just comes focusing to Bam.
I
Because
think,
he always says in a blog post, I'll explain it later.
well, I think
You're
for
like,
me,
nigga, no,
yo,
do
it's
it
like-
now.
He's just
I feel
obsessed
like-
with saying that.
it's like I feel like I've been reading for forever, and late Floor of Death was the only time I've ever been reading the series and been like, I'm just not really fully feeling it week to week.
That's me.
And
This
the funny thing is, I'm actually on the completely opposite of that. Gimmicks aside, waifus aside, the Floor of Death actually gave me a lot of what I wanted. Just dialogue. We learned about so much. We learned about Enryu. We learned about
My guy.
Enryu. We learned about Enryu. We learned about Garam. We learned about NA or N. We learned about Bam's past. We learned about the soul stirring ladle. We learned about guides too and whatnot. It was just so much good, so much information that we wanted.
the Ghost
Yep.
of the 13-month series.
Yup, all of that. We had all of that information in there. So regardless of the actual conflict, the actual lore that was built here was amazing, and I think was the best in the series so far. So
The
that's
lore.
why Floor of Death is easily one of my favorite arcs. Now you add back in the waifu stuff. Yo, we here.
Yeah, they
My
prospered.
dog-
Yeah.
Goat, you're
But yeah, I mean,
I expect
Power
better.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's like Whole Cake Island. I like Whole Cake Island, but Oda could do way better. Like that never ending chase of Big Mom every chapter. Like your guys are surely dead this time. No, they're not. Like
Oh,
Oh damn, I really
Mid-
liked Whole Cake. I hear a
mid-
lot of people talking shit
no.
about it, but I
It's a-
really
it-
liked
it's a-
it.
I don't hate Whole Cake. It's just not one of my favorite.
It's a
arcs.
mid pack. He could do better, and he did. Wano out.
It just,
Ah.
but I don't think that's an arc that is of Oda's quality. Like he got like that, and I think he, I'm not ranting about One Piece right now, but I like the arc. It just could have been better. It's one of those things where like I'm like, because I think people always forget like well, this is common in Webtoon, this and the other. But I'm like, I hold this Webtoon to a different standard than other.
Yeah,
ones
it's not
because-
trash
because-
compared to
because
their
it's
trash.
proven
Right,
to be-
because other webtoons have the same boring storyline too. They got the
Yeah.
same like, oh, this is going to be some. You already know the character's about to be a game shark and all this other stuff, and it's like they don't give a fuck if it like makes sense or not. Tower of
Like-
God was different. That's why we
Yeah,
love.
you can tell.
I read
Steve
Solo
would love
Leveling
it.
I
because you
think-
guys kept bothering me to read Solo Leveling, and I read it, and I like it. It's fun, it's beautiful, the artwork is cool and everything, but it's nothing I've never seen. I've seen this. I've seen this in Gamer. I've seen this in Dice. There's even, I think is it called Love Parameter? There's a Korean one I read where the dude could up his stats, like his charm and his looks and shit like that.
That's love parameter.
Okay, like I've read a ton of shit like this. Like I'm criticizing this because I'm holding it to a high standard. Because Tower God is better than this. It's better than this.
I think one thing that I typically criticize is like Tower of God had something that made it really unique and special and good, and that was the climbing the floors concept. They each had this challenge that they had to overcome to get to the next floor, and then it feels like lately we've kind of forgotten that, and it's
that's what not
just
that's
been
what
thrown
Nas
to the
said,
background.
too.
It's like the thing that's made it special and made it good has kind of been in the background lately.
I really
Yeah,
hope
but I
he's
feel like
doing
that's
this
part of it.
because he's sick and he just like kind of wants to end
Yeah.
and get
No,
a
I
break.
think
Delirious.
no.
Yeah,
I think
I
that he's purposefully doing this. Like it's much more like a critique of the current system that they have going on in Korea. Like this is the kind of thing that they deal with on a regular basis, to the point that they say that they're living in a hell time, where like it doesn't matter what kind of work you do, how well like planned out your life is, or like how much education you have. What matters is who you have connections with and whether your parents were rich early on. And that's the only way you can get ahead in life. Otherwise, you shouldn't be alive. Like that's the kind of like methodology that's like being propagated out there right now. So I think like that's part of why he's showing things the way that he's showing them. But like this like excessive in my mind, like the way that he's portraying everything.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that with the break, he's able to kind of like try and put the pieces back together of what he wants to do with it without like going super overboard.
Kind of re-energize himself.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
I feel
'cause
like
I feel like that's what happens with a lot of authors when they're like really like pressing themselves to get something done. I think like if he looks back at his work, it may not be what he wants to do, and I guess like the blog post will explain, I guess like what he should have done, what he could have done, and stuff. But I mean, the sad part is once you have to release something, you got to put it out, regardless of a time constraint or whatever. Like, so you got to make the best we have.
I think
Yeah,
at the
like I
very
said-
least, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, Naver probably just pushed him like a little bit too far, and I think maybe with a break he can come back a bit stronger and pace himself out a bit better.
Yeah, because this is kind of similar to I remember it was after the Dollar Show because I remember it was when Yuri met up with Bam. That was the last break
Oh,
that I
yeah.
remember. Was it a
'Cause
2
that
week
was like a
break that they
2 week
had?
break.
Yeah, and this is gonna be like straight up like a month technically. Well, it's already 2 months for Korea,
Yeah.
so like, yeah. I mean, I think that too, and just the fact that the Hell Train went on for so fucking long that I feel like he really should have taken a break before Hell Train and at least used that as like the whole like season itself. You know what I mean? Like,
To
said,
be
like how
honest,
much I was gonna do.
I know why Naver won't let him, but I say this all the time is that I think any mangaka or comics author should take the Oda schedule of like couple weeks on and take a week off every month or so.
Yeah, neighbor. So they didn't even
Because I think
get.
the Oda schedule is good for him, but it's also good for fans to give you a week off from reading here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's pushing the story still, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like stuck.
At least some type of consistent break or whatever the case may be. Just because you just can't work like that. Like that's why like a lot of comics in like North America, they don't come out every week, like maybe monthly or every 2 weeks or whatever. And sometimes they take like sagas on break for like a year. Like sometimes you just need to take a break. Maybe work on other projects, work on yourself, whatever, and then you come back revitalized.
Yeah.
You can't just crack
Yeah.
the whip. You can't just crack
That whip
the whip.
dangerous, man.
The neighbor whip out.
They don't
Because
care.
they
No
don't
break.
even get breaks.
Shinsu whip, bro. This is
They didn't even get holiday breaks.
Bro, this man gave us chapters on Christmas and fucking New Year's, bro.
Yeah, because that's what
Fucking
when we were
wild.
first talking about like the hiatus, I was like, I'm really happy for it because as much as I like reading Tower of God, I've been reading Tower of God for a long time,
I
and
need
it's
a
like
break.
I could kind of use the break.
I know,
Yeah.
like this.
So
like,
I can't even imagine CU.
Yeah, like this not about me, but like even me, like oh, I can like go out on Mondays. I can
Right.
get my Mondays back for a little bit. I mean, hopefully we can get some stuff going for like the break. Get the one with you and Bonehead in it and stuff, and then we'll talk about.
Yeah, I'm still going to be doing stuff over the break, but it's going to be nice to not be like, okay, as soon as this chapter comes out or as soon as I wake up Monday, I'm going to have to do a video, you know?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us. We've been going for a while, like over 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to eat food, so
Yeah, same. I haven't eaten either.
yeah, it's time to come about. So next week will be like the last week for, I guess, like a month or so. About a month, right? March comes back.
Yeah, I mean, technically for Korea, it'll be March. For us, it might be like end March.
Yeah, it
and
might be
beginning of
like April if
I
they
think
give
it's-
like Korea 3 weeks ahead of time for the
Yeah.
preview
Which-
service.
which-
It's probably going to be the end of March because they're probably getting beginning of March as well. So
I mean, Ryan, if you're listening to this, please keep everything consistent. Don't know this 3-week bullshit.
it's probably 4 weeks.
I'm telling you, if Ryu shows up, I'm learning Hangul.
Ryu.
I'll check out Soul Line Why Bello. Alan, you said you read it,
Yeah, it's all right.
right? I mean, I'll check it out. But not after.
Hello,
not after
excuse
Kanika-
me.
Hey, what is that? Alan, you love to go.